getting those opening kills, and then they're just able to swarm onto that B-bomb side.
I mean, he's the most successful entry fragger of the tournament, but now you have to play against Faze, right?
CT side, Faze on the T side. Ladies and gentlemen, for one more time, make some noise! We'll get into it. 4 sets of armor, the smoke and Molotov, and it's going to be Faze heading towards the B-bomb side.
And the only map Faze has a losing record on with this roster, and that's because they're only 0-1. They've only played it once. So NIP don't exactly have it easy, but their best chance in the series to get a good start. Rez already up underneath the archway. Has Guardian thinking of throwing a Molotov toward him, but he likes to go to the stairs instead. That gives Rez a very fine window to fight in, and he takes it and takes control of the situation. Goes 1 for 1 as he burns after Guardian gets him down, but in the meantime, they split through the drop. Bomb still back toward B tunnels, but they can control the A site and control the rotation. All they need to do is find the one remaining NIP player in Draken.
He's got a lot of work to do here. He steps up, finds the first headshot, takes down one of the key players for Faze. It's going to be Nico hitting the deck, and the bomb makes his way towards middle. Draken will be dropped by Carrigan. It's a 3-on-3 of Exist, trying to stop the cross.
Exist trying desperately. Having Draken get 1 single kill, though, gives them a much better chance. It slowed them down. If the heat had gone down and put them into a 4 versus 3 with an easy access to the bomb site, it might have been a tougher task for NIP. Exist is the one with the kit. Forrest gets to the door. SP to fire inside of the site, and Get Right tries to contribute by doing the same. A little timid to try and work in. The fact is, Exist has now gone down at the top of the balcony. They have to wrap back around to get toward the kit. The fact that he took the duel and no one was able to trade, Get Right has to go that direction just to get to it. And Forrest takes the fight to Kerrigan. That's going to work. That's going to hold it off. That'll allow Get Right to get the kit and get to the site. And they take down Olaf in the process.
The old guard stepping up, Forrest and Get Right on the retake there. Managing to defuse the bomb. It's going to be quite close, but it looks like it's safe. And NIP will pin the first round on the board. They draw first blood. And Faze with a successful approach there towards the A bombs. They had full control with Draken buying them so much time with that first frag. He allowed the rotations to come through.
And Exist might have been better to take the duel jumping off the balcony. Just get in the sight and take it. If he's going to peek, if he's going to try and get in that situation, the fact that he dropped the kit where he did, Get Right had to climb back through the vent, go up the stairs to grab it, and then kill Olaf. It only came down to about a second in difference. If he'd gone down to the inside of the balcony, they could have just gone directly to the battle.
Well, we're coming out swinging in the first map. Faze can have force port in the second round after getting the bomb down in the pistol. They're here to win, and they're going to be challenged by Reds once again at the upper platform. Finds the first kill with the MP9. He'll take down Olaf Meister, and Nico trying to recover the situation. Throws the Molotov towards a chicken coop. Surely he can't find an opening here.
Rez up close, flashed off. Manages to dodge it, turn it around, and down goes Nico as well. The UMP gone, clean sweep. Good hold, NIP.
Rez looks like he's going to turn up once again today. Finding the frags, the aggression at the very start of the upper platform, takes down one, gets all the information required, digs himself into a hole, and his teammates can take all the aggro away. The M4s doing their work at range, and that's what they're designed to do. 2-0, and that was the force buy. We noted it because usually when the bomb goes down in the pistol, you're forcing the AKs down in the third. This was a gamble from Faze, and one that did not pay off whatsoever. Not a single kill picked up, no bomb going down. It goes without saying, we're into a full eco in round number 3.
And it speaks to how aggressive Faze want to be in this series. They know they've got the individual skill. Why not try the early buy immediately and early on? Really damages well toward Guardian. He gets tagged to 25 through the smoke. Nade almost catches him out. But a slower play this time as they let Rain try and assess what's going on toward Long with that Deagle. Nade follows up. Good damage. Get right.
Here we go.
He found the nade kill, the spray down. And NIP once again, don't even let them near the bomb site. 3-0. And we get back to standard procedure as bombs in the first round, force buy in the second, guns now in the fourth.
Crowd starting to come to life now. Clean sweep once again from NIP. Remember, Faze coming that force buy in the second round means they can't have the AWP here. Guardian has been stifled as we enter round number 4. It's a bit of a bonus situation for the Ninjas. They've got 1 UMP, a max 7 for Get Right, which can be very powerful on this particular map. And we go towards the B-bomb site once again. All 5 players for favor on this side of the map, and we've got a boost from NIP towards drop down. Get Right wants to get up close and personal with the max 7.
Yeah, that's one way to get the max 7 up close. As Rez plays Hobbit Hole, swings out but can't follow up. Forrest does manage to find Guardian through the smoke toward the window and the boost all the way. He's not just waiting to see if they would go to drop, he's gonna get behind them. He'll hold position for now! Headshot to Kerrigan, they turn it around. He can't follow up and find Rain, they were close together, but Forrest is still able to swing inside of the site. Nico has it down to a one-on-one with Forrest, the first full gun round. Massive if NIP are able to win this as well. It's a full fourth, well not a full, but a 4th round loss bonus with no plants, and Nico's gonna try and one up Forrest's position. And it should work. He's staring inside of the site, knowing bomb's down. Nico's behind it. Forrest has to consider. He has it. And Nico finds his 3rd kill in the round. They pull it back after the early boost, but this was a bonus from NIP. They'll be able to buy again.
Absolutely. They're going for a double orb instead of moving forward. It's a nice move from Nico, but only 1 player surviving. They're still very limited going into round number 5 here. 2 behemoths to Counter-Strike going toe-to-toe there. Forrest versus Nico. That's going to be a battle that's ongoing as we get deeper into this best of 5. Draken and Forrest to bring out the AWPs. As you can see, Faze with a pistol, a UMP. They're so weak here. Rain of no utility whatsoever. If NIP can force this round out of them, it'll be a double eco going forward. Faze a little slower this time. We're going straight towards B. It's a default. Waiting for any sort of CT aggression, but NIP have got such a huge advantage here.
Slow down. And in some ways, with the 4th round bonus, a 3-1 reset. It's almost more beneficial to extend the lead for NIP. Now send Nico first. Get Right knows it. Molotov and a spray as well as Rez got in position from the window side. That's pretty good teamwork. Rain will start to try and figure out what's going on toward A. Instead, good shot. Exist. Walked back into it, didn't necessarily have to do that, but the AK-47, 1 of 2, finds the kill. Forrest on the second up, finds a good shot in return. He'll fall back down. Stables as Get Right's ready inside APC. Unfortunately, flashed off. He's got no further shots to fire as Kerrigan's able to take him down the open. And a stuck position. An AWP stuck at the cannons is never going to help because they get the angle as they walk in. Olaf follows up. It's Kerrigan immediately to take down Rez, and it's Draken. Good find at least to get Olaf, but in a one-on-one.
Another 1v1 situation. Draken has been great this tournament for NIP. One of his first showings on the big stage here. He's up against one of the legends of the game, Kerrigan. Now upgrading to the M4A4. Draken has no kit to work with here. Waiting for the mistake to be made.
The fact that Get Right was caught in the open and Forrest didn't fully get back inside of the site, he had nowhere to go, really cost them dearly. As another bomb plant comes through, Draken sticks with the AWP. He's elected to do so as he fires up. Can't quite catch Kerrigan. He'll get in behind the APC instead. It's a flash from far. Draken does not have a kit. There is one down. Now he's picked it up on the way by. Shotgun AWP does not land. Kerrigan hits the shot. 3-2 FaZe Clan pull immediately back in.
A round where they had 1 AK, UMPs and pistols. It comes down to another 1v1 and Draken without the kit. He flushes him out. The perfect Molotov. It's on your screen right now. It couldn't be better for him. He misses the shot, the one that really matters right here. He normally hits the flicks, but that was a big miss. And Kerrigan goes to the APC. The no-scope doesn't connect. And then NIP have got one more buy left. It's not a strong one. We've got 2 M4s, a couple of UMPs and the Deagle here. FaZe Clan still can be broken. It's worth forcing into this one. If NIP can somehow win this, they're right back into it. The Orb's out for Guardian. That's where things become very dangerous indeed.
Vote for Guardian and a last-ditch effort from NIP to hold on to the economic standpoint. Little tree boost, therefore. They'll put Get right up. Draken will transfer back over closer to the drop room instead.
Remember, this is an interesting way to kick off this best of 5. FaZe rarely play this map. NIP very comfortable on it. If they can get a good start here, they're going to be in great stead to actually take this to 5 maps.
It's also an interesting approach from FaZe as well to just get it out of the way early in some respects. Yeah. The fact that it comes in so early, yes, okay, it gives momentum to NIP, which they're going to need, but FaZe can turn around, dust it off, and then just play it as if that never existed and try and continue on with the series and presumably go for a 3-0 sweep if the time comes, because that's got to be their ambition. Back-to-back Grand Slam wins if they're able to pull this off. For FaZe, Olaf certainly is. He is famous for walking out the B platform and finding entrances. Fnatic used to even rely on it. As Nico gets down drop, he'll find Get right inside of the site. Rain holds for the flank. Round, okay, not quite done, but exists tagged down to 19. It's pretty much over. FaZe Clan going to find their 3rd to tie the game.
FaZe looking clinical now. Everyone's starting to hit their shots. You're absolutely right. Olaf Meister is an absolute animal on the upper platform of the B bomb site. It's Exist. They know exactly where he last was. He's going to be towards long air. Nico, hungry as ever, will take him down on the hunt. That was the force buy from NIP, losing 3 rounds in a row now, almost certainly going to be on an eco. I think we've called a tactical timeout. We have indeed. Scoreline currently 3-3. FaZe knowing the eco will be coming through. They'll pick up the MAC-10s. I'll be in the hands of Rain, and here's the opening picks from Olaf Meister. CD's had to be aggressive here. They've got the lesser weaponries. The UMP's at close range, but Olaf doesn't miss a beat.
Kerrigan during the timeout, trying to get the crowd to clap. He's having some fun already, looking pretty relaxed on stage.
He is a bit of a showman.
Going for the Icelandic clap. There's some good relations between Iceland and Denmark.
Everyone here's toxic. Everyone's toxic but me. Let's go.
So we'll get back underway momentarily as the pause comes to an end now. Coaches go back into silence. And NIP, I think, will rest on this with no investment. One flash, I suppose. Why not for Exist, but otherwise nothing at all. You can see the round and naturally give up the lead to FaZe, pending any massive blunder on their part. Rain, in fact, even goes to the MAC-10 to try and assess exactly where the pistols will be. He can run forward and be sacrificial in the play.
We've seen this before from NIP, the aggressive push towards middle. It worked successfully early in the tournament. Doesn't look like it'll yield the same results today. They do get 1 kill, courtesy of Forrest with the silenced USP, but will have to fall back. They know exactly where he is, and this should be a very easy round now for FaZe to close out. Forrest can be a bit of a pest with the USP, but it's unlikely anyone gives an opportunity to even get close. This should be the end of it. Rain with the MAC-10 farms an extra $600 there. There was the full eco. As I said, NIP have had success with that before. It's the surprise tactic, focusing on middle, then there's backstab from long A. Usually finds a couple of kills, but this time only good for 1. We all have another buy available for NIP. It seems their focus wants to be on this double AWP setup. Draken, of course, the main AWP. Forrest is secondary. We'll see whether he can rise to the occasion against one of the world's best here. Guardian on cobblestone. The MAC-10 will stay in the hands of Rain, and that's actually very beneficial. They've got 3 players without helmets right now. Draken doesn't even have armor whatsoever, so that MAC-10 can do a lot of damage. And Olaf Meister fast towards B once again, trying to open things up. He'll be flashed, but he is behind the box safely.
Yeah, inside of the box in the smoke. He can use it to his advantage. Elects not to, falls off instead. Doesn't want to get utility deployed. He's sitting out there open. Good play from Rez. Finds both Get right. Assists on the Rain kill. That pulls it back to their favor, but Forrest misses a sitter from the chicken coop, and that's going to be a problem because there's no one else to cover off the angles. He'll make up for it. He'll find Kerrigan on his own as Rez finally slips up the alley, but he slips up in general because Olaf's in a position to take him down, follows up with a pistol. The flank from Exist. doesn't work. They have to hit those shots. NIP can't afford to miss anything against the skillful Faze clan.
Absolutely. Now it's up to Draken once again. Remember, no armor up against Guardian and Olofmeister. The bomb not planted, but Guardian takes his pick, and he'll be taken down. All of a sudden, it's a 1 versus 1. Olofmeister, and pressure applied on his side of the server. He's yet to recover the bomb, and Draken suspects it's going to be an A-sided attack.
Almost the opposite of what we saw Forrest when he was in a one-on-one where he thought he had the alleyway covered and Nico had already crossed. Draken is assuming that the bomb's already been recovered, and because Olof hasn't shown Faze from long and so long, and he's already left. So now it's going to become a retake. AWP, despite that Olof, and obviously not communicated, is on 32. They wouldn't have known they tagged him so low. Toward a B site, and Olof naturally, based on the position as well, is going to know. He was gone toward A. So with 1 smoke thrown, 1 smoke picked up, he covers off likely choke points. Draken does slip in after the one dissolves on the doorway, but the closer he gets, the tougher it is for the AWP. And Olof's playing this very cleverly. Smoke goes down toward the bomb. He'll try and get backside. 10 seconds! He spots him, but he can't get the shot. 10 seconds is a problem. It's already gone. Round's already done. Draken knows it. At this point, he's just going to try and take Olof down with him. And in fact, they both should go down with the bomb with Olof on 32. But it gives a 5th straight round to Faze.
Good attempt by Draken there. Olofmeister, you're absolutely right. That was a very, very intelligent play. Drops the smoke beneath the tree. The assumed play there is he's going to be on the upper platform, and Draken's trying to sniff him out. He's not going to walk through that smoke with the AWP. Forrest will have to watch on as his teammate goes down, and it's Olofmeister once again delivering the goods. 5-3 now, another eco for NIP. We do have the Mac 10 out once again for Olofmeister, the player that just was successful there. The rounds are being very closely contested, remember, so it's Faze. Yes, they have got 5 rounds in a row, but they're being kept modest here. As we have the Deagles out once again. It's Forrest who's been an absolute master with the Desert Eagles so far. There's CZ in the hands of Get Right as well. No particular stack coming in. We've got 3 players towards B. Forrest and Exist patrolling A.
Draken knows that they're pushing through, backs off at the time that might have had the headshot, but still finds it. That'll work. Kerrigan goes down. Guardian, good shot in return as always, but they overlook Get Right somehow as they go down. Olaf with his back turn. He's able to get 1 before Nico realizes the situation and turns the attention of the AK. So oddly enough, 3 versus 3, but no guns available to NIP, and Forrest plummets as well. It's just 2 Deagles and no further movement from Faze. They know the situation. Might as well play out the time before they have to force their hand. Guardian's waiting for Rez to show face, but with a Deagle, unlikely he goes for the full peek unless he wants information, so it would be a fast shoulder peek, but unfortunately, I think Guardian's got that lineup so well, and he's so fast, he can still go down.
Rez could deliver a deadly shot here. Let's see what he's got. Misses the first. Can't find anything just yet. Needs to connect one of these to stand a chance. They haven't got time to fall back towards A now. The brawl will happen on the B side. It looks like Faze will have quite the comfortable affair as they find both kills. A chance there for something interesting, but overall, that is going to be 6 rounds in a row now for Faze since losing the pistol. NIP back on the double AWP setup. It hasn't really worked for them in the gun round so far, but that's where they want to be. Forrest considered one of the world's best riflers, and with the AWP, he can be decent, but I'd prefer him to be rifling with the rest of the unit.
Guardian continues on the AWP, but Draken gets aggressive toward long. 6 straight rounds now for NIP. Faze starting to control the pace a little bit more and slow things down even in the last round based on the early pistol kills this time. Obviously because they want to figure out what the gun situation is, if you will, positioning and if there's a double op up on the NIP side.
Classic default from Faze coming through towards long A. It's up to Draken to defend. He has got the AWP flashed off, going to be backed up by Exist as he looks towards danger, but Guardian, he's coming as well. He's got the AWP looking for that first pick. Exist might be taken down, but a good smoke just to hold them at bay. They can boost above that if they want to.
To. Rain will be the one to go up with an AK though. The AWP and Rain finds it, tagged at 10. So close, and Draken's got problems. He's stuck inside the middle, somehow he hits a shot. He's stuck in the doorway as well. Very awkward and stressful moment, but Draken somehow finds one. He'll extinguish the Molotov immediately, but he's still stuck behind enemy lines because that territory is now taken. He has to hit an incredible shot quickly when they walk in the door. Fires too soon. Baited out by Rain.
Yeah, very smart stuff from Rain. That shows the shoulder, baits the shot out, gives them the 4-on-3 situation. That's the Get Right though, looking for the double spray. He'll get it, drop the bomb. And all of a sudden, NIP have a chance to pick up their first gun round here. It's Rain low, but Guardian, he's got full health on the AWP, but 20 seconds remain.
What a situation to turn in Get Right's favor. Turned one yesterday that didn't work out. This one seems better off as Rain goes down 10 HP. He tried to bait himself toward Draken. And that one worked out for him, so even with the 10 HP, he survived, and Guardian's left with very little. There's still a buy left over, 7 seconds, he'll have to save. And I don't think they'll chase because NIP needs the money as well. But they finally get around on the board. 3 players staying alive. This does mean a reset, which is partially why they cannot afford to chase. Not only was there not money in the banks, but they need to build it up quickly.
An ace-sided attack there from Faze Clan. The default dissecting the halls and towards danger. They managed to get the first pick there. The resistor went down, but Get Right holding strong towards middle. Takes the duel, flashbang coming through, gets the double kill, drops the bomb, applies the pressure. Timer running down. And the Orbs clean things up. 6-4, you're absolutely right. Plenty of money left over for Faze here for another full buy. They head towards B. This won't be the default. It looks like an execution right away with one player focusing towards middle. That's Carrigan, and Guardian opens things up towards B. Rez goes down straight away. Do they fully commit? Maybe not. They might bide their time here. Guardian looking for the second pick. As the flashbangs come through, we need to hit this shot, and we will.
Good shot, and transfers his angle. Guardian was still staring down the safe side. A good play from Draken, who realized he could find another pick immediately, and he's got a third as well. Kerrigan's gone. He's got everything in the round so far, eventually taken out by Rain, but it's still a situation that is favorable. Thank you, Forrest, for making it so, as Nico is left in a 1 versus 2. Tough times with the bomb down inside of the site, but Nico has won already a 1 versus 1 in this game. And he's more than capable of winning a 1 versus 2, or is he? Forrest on the secondary op shuts him down as well.
Now it's starting to become clear as to why they want to be on the double orb situation. It's Draken now, holding strong, and the statue finds 3 important kills for us to close things out. Nico likes a challenge, you're absolutely right there. 2 versus 1, certainly capable of getting it, but Forrest manages to nail the shot. Here's the replay of Draken. Missed a couple of shots earlier on in the half, but certainly making up for it now. That's much better, and we go to 6-5 as NIP convert 2 rounds in a row. We'll have a timeout now for Faze just to work out where they sit in terms of the financial situation. They do have enough to get a weak buy up there. 3 players of AK armor, but we've got Nico down to 2K, Carrigan as well, hovering just beneath 4. So they probably will buy into this. It just won't be as strong as it could be. A UMP comes out for the in-game leader. I don't think we'll have the AWP this time. So this could be more of a faster paced strategy or a straight up set piece as Wall smokes towards B and try and get in there. That would be the best counter to the double orb situation they're up against right now. Put the smokes down, segregate the CTs, and apply a lot more pressure to them.
So SMGs for Nico and Kerrigan.
Exists has left spawn without a weapon.
Yes, he has.
He's in danger right now with a USP only. I don't think he realizes. He just realized now he's going back to spawn, or is he staying on the USP?
Is there one down in spawn? I'm sure there is.
He must know he's only got the USP out now.
Surely not.
Either way, we go towards B. It's going to be Rez to open things up. He'll take down all of Meister. NIP, they don't even need weapons, it seems. They're going to find 3 kills to open things up here. We will have a response from Guardian and Nico as we get into the 3-on-2. Remember, Exist doesn't have a single weapon here as he goes with a retake.
He just didn't even buy either. It wasn't like he threw a gun away and didn't pick his back up and didn't realize. He just forgot to buy. Draken sits to wait. Another 2 versus 2, and one that could be huge in terms of resetting the economy. Okay, fair enough, Exist. You have just a USP. You find an important kill on Nico, and now you have a chance to reset. He will eventually go down. Draken, AWP, how does he not realize? Where's the communication? As he doesn't look back, Guardian gets away. He has the bomb as well. He can run this to the A site. Molotov to hold off Draken from chasing him down, now on 3 HP. 1 bullet would have put him out of commission. It's a situation where you'd almost expect him to keep the AWP based on his HP so he could just get the 1 shot and get it over with, but he's gone to the AK instead.
What an absolute nightmare round has been for NIP. It's Guardian now with the advantage. Draken low, he comes storming up towards middle, has no kit once again. He's left in another clutch, almost an identical situation to before. He spots Guardian, this time he comes out on top, and somehow Exist gets away without buying into the round. I have no idea, I can't explain that one to you. He had 4K residual cash, he could have got the pistol. He bought armor though, he bought the nades, he bought the defuse kit. He just didn't buy a rifle. What just happened there?
And still finds a kill on Nico. Gets taken down by Guardian, and Draken just doesn't even respond to it. I mean, that was a bizarre round, and somehow NIP pulled it off. And what an important round it was as well. To lose this round, their money would have been gone. Half could have slid away from them entirely. They now tie it on 6 and break down the economy.
There was another B split, and luckily Get Right seems like he's on form today. 2 more important kills for him. in what was one of the most interesting rounds of the tournament so far. I can't really explain it. We're going to round number 13. This looks like a partial buy from Faze. A rush towards long A, trying to find one of those orbs, get up close and personal. Guardian to lead to charge, pushes through the flames. Olofmeister comes out on top, and the fragging begins. Forest will return the favor towards Carrigan, and they're going to commit towards A.
Shot from Forest. In fact, just as he was really ready to let go of the trigger and swap to the pistol, his last bullet finds the head of Nico. That drops bomb, and it's going to drop more than that. Olaf down as well, just pistols. Guardian manages to pick up an M4. Can't do much with it at all. As they spray down, and NIP take back the lead 7-6. Faze Clan will buy back in once more. Guardian naturally onto his desired weapon.
Of course. We've got a game on our hands, man. This is not going to be a
Fantastic.
blowout. This is the same story for NIP,
right?
They early stages of each map we've seen this tournament, they go down like 6-1, 7-1, and they start pulling it back. Now they have the lead once again. Some big clutches coming through once again from the young players. Round number 14 will have a boost towards danger there. Draken patrolling. It's going to be Forest up in that position. No double orb this time. Draken spots the legs of Rain. Can't connect the shot, and he'll fall back. Just trying to bait Forest in the best they can here.
And not even just that, you had Draken with Exist there too, so they went for an early stack. This will cause some dynamics for the Op in Draken's hands. He gets back toward top middle. Not much pressure toward B, but because they're down one man, they get a little aggressive on B platform. The only place that's wide open is drop.
NIP have been very strong in the last few rounds towards B. That's why they focused towards A, hoping they will lure Faze into this trap they've got set up towards long A. It's up to Forest to be baited in. We'll have a smoke towards middle to buy Guardian a little bit of space here, but NIP will throw one at his feet. He's now existing towards danger. Can hear the footsteps around him. Needs to find this first shot. He'll connect, but the orb will take him down. Equal for now. 4-4. We have 2 smokes remaining for Faze. Carrigan and Olaf to work out where they go next. We'll head towards the B bomb site. It's Get Right, who's been incredibly strong to defend the final B attack that will come through. We have got drop-down control for Nico.
Rez to watch the window. They've gone there. Nico might get out as well because Rez has to pedal into the site. He's willing to support Get Right's position and give it up. That means the rotation has to come through from Rez faster. As Get Right's ready for them to drop it in the air. Hit the shot! Rez follows up. In fact, Rez got both. He found the spray. He helps Get Right. He finds the third. It's just Nico remaining. Stuck inside of the drop, and Draken's gotten in close. AWP swings wide, and Nico's not ready for that peak. It's NIP to find back-to-back.
This is why NIP have been so dangerous in this tournament so far. The teamwork is just looking so good. Rez, especially with that AK-47, we didn't catch it, but it sounded very impressive, the AK-47. He's up against Nico in the drop-down position. Not an easy area to hold, and he'll take down 2 players and set them up quite nicely for round number 15 here. It's 8-6 overall, and Faze Clan in the final round of the first half will have 2 pistols, 2 SMGs, 1 rifle in the hands of Guardian. That's a Galil. They head back towards the B site, and Faze have been humbled here on Cobblestone. NIP have looked fantastic, and they'll hold them off once again when the flames drop to the upper platform.
So Rain ready to bounce the smoke over top. Olaf already wants to make contact with the pistol. He's limited by the Molotovs, and Get Right's going to sit to wait to see who pushes through. It's Nico that walks directly into his face and gets taken down. Good shot, Sword hopping by Guardian. They bait out a shot, but Existed Forest have the crossfire. 9-6. NIP, after winning pistol and then losing 6 rounds in a row, they've managed to pull it back.
Well, if that half is anything to go by, this is going to be one fantastic grand final here. 9-6 at half. NIP have the lead. We'll take a quick break and see if Faze can get back into this one. Do not go anywhere.
the series lead early. But a first half certainly does prove that to be true. 9-6 after winning the pistol, but then losing 6 straight to Faze. They've managed to recover.
The thing is, Faze didn't look comfortable in those round victories. If you think about it, almost every single one came down to a clutch situation, 1v1, and obviously that's where Faze excels. NIP have looked like the better team overall, and they'll have to lead for now. 9-6 as we go into the second half. There will be 2 smokes available and a 4-man approach towards the A bomb side. Rain will spot it. He'll call for rotations, but Guardian goes down to the HG grenade. A little bit of backup from Get Right there to soften him up. And looks like they're fully committing. We have got one player waiting towards the drop-down area, but now he is being removed by Olaf. We'll have to commit towards the A side. We've got smokes towards Connector coming through any second, and now Carrigan trying to challenge, but will take a bullet to the face.
Great shot, Olaf. That really changes the complexion of the approach. Much better chance for Faze to rotation, much harder entrance for NIP. The dink toward Carrigan certainly helps, but Rez is going to swing around. I don't think they've realized in the smoke. Rain does, and Rez still hits it. That puts pressure on the players inside the balcony. Through the smoke, it's Forrest sneaks in behind them. What a play. Rez just pushes everyone toward Forrest. More awkward than Chewbacca inside a garbage dispenser, but it's Olaf in behind Rez. Patience, and somehow he finds Exist. He's gotten all 3 kills so far for Faze. And there's a kit down where Carrigan perished, but it's Forrest instead waiting, and he'll find it. NIP wins 2 straight pistols.
Very good attempt there from Olaf Meister. Smart play towards middle. That one player walked by for as long as possible. Took 2 down. But Forrest ready and waiting towards that balcony position. He'll find the final frag. Good pounce by NIP. As soon as they got the opening pick on Guardian, they're straight in there. Smoke towards the connector, flashing through, finding the shots required, completely swarming that A bomb site. Definitely a chance for Olaf to win that one, but a little bit too much of a reach towards the end. And we will have the force buy once again. Just to note, Guardian all in, CZ and Armor. They're going to have to win this round. If they don't, he's going to be limited in that first gun round. He'll be out without the AWP. CZ, Steagles, no nades, no kits. NIP with 3 rifles here, preparing for the firepower they'll be up against him in round number 2 here. It's Rez to open things up. What a tournament he's had, map. Every single round he seems to have impact for NIP. And he'll find the first task of getting into a 5-on-4. That's the best way to win his anti-ecos. Hold up, wait for aggression to come through the CTs. Just like that, Rain will come out on top. This one, Nico chimes in with a Deagle kill. And this is why Faze are so deadly. So much skill available with these pistols, and Nico looking for a couple more shots here.
Rain's on 1 HP. Nico gets naded down to 45, has armor. Got the lead on the Faze side. Deep smoke off the box will limit any angle which Nico can try and take advantage of with the Deagle, but it's funneled back over toward A instead. No one really moving on Faze's side because they have no information with those smokes down, including one that was on top of drop. I think that's dissipated at this point, but regardless, they're pushing through bottom middle with Forrest to lead the way. Get Right's the one with the bomb. Rez and Forrest should be the front lines. Second rotation does make it to the site. Rain is not going to peek unless he absolutely has to from stables. He's so vulnerable behind the wood, but only if they have the information that he's there. As Nico starts to approach the flank as well. Forrest inside of the site, spots one. Now that's when Nico approaches. Forrest wasn't ready for it. Deagle finds yet another kill. Carrigan's followed it up. It's suddenly down to Get Right, and he's gone as Rain picks up the CZ from a range.
A team normally celebrated for their resilience in the anti-eco situations. NIP give it up to the CZs and Deagles of Faze there. It was Rain to find the second frag. They're actually in a 5-on-4 situation to kick that one off, and Nico finding prowess with the Desert Eagle at the B bomb site. They commit towards A. It was a nice approach, but nice defensive positions from Faze there. Like you said, Rain behind the stables. They're on the bomb site, and if he couldn't do the shots, they finally committed. And it'll be 10-7 as Faze fight back here. Deagle's armor, no nades, and we'll head towards the B bomb site. Can't fully commit. The flames will keep them at bay, at least exist for now. And they'll be looking for similar openings as to what Faze found in the previous round. See if the Deagles can do any work here on Cobble.
Molotov that doesn't do anything. It's timed, shallowly thrown. It does make note of the fact he spots Carrigan toward the window, who will back off and get toward the B site instead. So standard 3-2 on both sides of the map. Off shoulder sticks out. Won't go much beyond that. It would have been interesting to see if he focused on the res, if Exist was able to pop out and do some further damage. Nade's gonna go through. That'll do minor amounts. In fact, just 7 to Exist. Shot Nico finds res. Good shot. Forrest finds Rain.
Yeah, he's been unbelievable, the deagle so far, and he continues to find headshots here, brings it to a 3-on-3. They've got a chance to get the bomb down here. It's up to Carrigan to try and stop them. Can't find the shot. Forrest with the third kill of the round. Now they have the advantage.
That is knowing exactly what kills mean. He gets 2 in the site, he knows there's going to be no one there. Gets the M4 and runs immediately to the first point of rotation to follow it up. Olaf's down as well, they could respond. Nico with 22 HP, and I imagine he doesn't even go for this at this point.
Yeah, he's out of it. He's got no kit to work with, no nades, got the AK, he'll have to save it. And NIP give Faze equal treatment in round number 18 there. It's the Desert Eagle of Forest, which has been phenomenal in this tournament so far. 2 headshots delivered swiftly towards long A. That opens up the A bomb site. Carrigan had to kill at least 1 there for that round to be a possibility. Couldn't connect the shots, and Forest with 3. He'll actually hit 20 kills. 8 deaths, top of the scoreboard by far. This Guardian's been very quiet for Faze. Haven't really seen that orb come to life as of yet. And NIP back in the driving seat here, but Nico does keep the AK-47. Incredibly skilled with that weapon. Potentially one of the best in the world. We'll see whether he can cause any damage here as we go into round number 19. It will be a force buy in response from what I can see.
There it is. I was wondering how comfortable he felt today. Yesterday he was rather flirtatious with our audience.
Look at it go. The second shot, you just think that's enough, but no, of course, he nails it.
And again, the impressive part too is immediately he says, okay, I've gotten the opening, I'm the closest to it, there's an M4, and runs straight under the balcony.
Yeah, perfect positioning. That's why he's a legend of the game. Faze with 2 rifles here, 3 CZs, another round where a lot of danger here. Get right, spots 1 towards the long A position. Guardian will have to fall back, and it's a full commitment. I like this. It's assertive stuff, man. They're not giving anything away. Forrest with the wall bang. 5-on-3 situation once again. Carrigan the last line of defense on the A bomb site. Can he get anything done? Forrest is ravishing the entirety of Faze Clan right now. He's having an absolute blinder of a game, and it will be Olaf Meister with the rifle once again has to save. 5-on-1 situation. NIP are going to break Faze at this point. They'll have to take a full eco when it's 12-7.
Full eco pending the M4 carried over. The 2 guns were left up. I thought there might have been a chance with smokes down if they could find a single pick before the bomb was planted, but they couldn't get anything. Forrest again with 3 kills. He leads the way, 23. Talk about the individual skill and numbers that Faze puts up. That's pretty damn good from Forrest. And this round ends as we see it. They will pursue slightly. Head down toward long A. Good positioning from Olaf. He wins that duel, I'm sure, from this range. Got the stairs in front of him. They don't even need to take the fight. They'll hole up toward long. So 12-7 for NIP, and money in their favor, a chance to find 13.
Forrest once again with 3 magnificent kills. He steps up, he's going above and beyond for his team here. They need this opening map to have any chance of this best of 5. Certainly the underdogs in this matchup, but not looking like it right now. Forrest in this sort of form, he's contesting for one of the world's best. 3 more kills with him. And like I said, it should be the full eco at this point for Faze. We have got Olaf Meister, who's got 1 M4A4, a smoke, a defuse kit, and the incendiaries. We head into round number 20 here.
They'll hold positions accordingly, and let's see exactly what Faze wants to throw toward them. If it's 4 pistols, there's a chance they get aggressive. There's a chance they stack, so information key early on for NIP. Olaf with the 1 gun. Oh, he failed to jump the first time, which means he makes noise, but do they know he's trying to get above the smoke? He's got an angle, get right, I think sprays in. Deters Olaf's aggression immediately. He falls back, Rez tries to find him, but he's got him behind the wall. Fast enough from Rez. Down goes Olaf, down goes the gun, down goes Nico as well.
What a shot from Rez. This tag team combo. The young blood with the old veteran. Forrest and Rez is lighting up the scoreboard left, right, and center. Forrest will patrol towards middle, looking for a few more kills here. Spots 1 towards top of middle. Gonna fit easy to get both. There's the first, and Rain is cowering at the very top of middle here. He'll get 1 kill. But that should be it. The bomb will be planted any second now. And it's up to Rain to try and save the rifle.
So, save the rifle. 3rd round in a row. It's been a 1 versus... Okay, 4. I was gonna say 4. 3. That's fine. Don't ruin my point, Rain.
Okay.
They have to save again. There is money built up from NIP's previous victories, though. With 4 and 5 players staying alive, respectively, they've got a bit of cash at their disposal, which means this time it logically makes sense that they would try and pursue the gun before they were ready to buy, to limit the utility, perhaps, for Faze, but they've cost themselves 2 guns in doing so.
Well, he knows they're buying next round, so Rain is just trying to take everyone down with him at this point. Start whittling down at the economy for NIP. He goes in towards the side. Remember, no kit. Can't actually realistically win the round, but if he can find Rez here, he'll make things very, very expensive indeed. He'll go down. Rez, who is 3rd. Lovely stuff overall. Got a bit interesting there from Rain with some very crisp headshots. A sign of things to come, perhaps, as we enter the next gun round here. It's number 21, 13-7 overall. This second shot from Rez. Good Lord. He's looking very precise today. And it's Faze can remember, Matt, the force buys will damage a CT side economy. If you're not winning them, going forward, when you try and get the weaponry out once again, you're going to have to take compromises. This time, no AWP. Carrigan just in the Famas here. Guardian with no utility whatsoever. They've got one kill. NIP with such an advantage. And they're in touching distance of picking up the first map now.
Nico at the tree is waiting for anyone to walk in. Rain's going to go for the shoulder and drop smoke. It'll be a right-click smoke directly in front of him to cover off the arch. No, not. I guess if he goes deep when being spotted, that works as well. He'll take advantage of the smoke to try and get in behind it if they want to push. There was a flash inside of it that indicated there was aggression, but there's no further movement from NIP on that side of the map. Instead, focuses back toward, although contention for danger. The drop room should come into the play if they want to continue on down mid.
Nothing really at all for the CTs to hold NIP off at this point. 4 flashbangs, that's it. No AWP to hold the lines. We have got 3 players on the A side of the map, but look at Forrest. He starts to make his approach towards danger. He's got his teammate to back him up as well. Draken will go down, but Forrest should get the refrag here. Waiting patiently for Rain to fall back.
And he will now. Forrest, oh, okay, good. Just barely got him. I thought he was going to look away as he started to move away from it, but Guardian gets the response immediately. They looked like they were going to have Get Right go down drop. They backed off from it after first contact at B, which didn't do much to hold, but now with a four-player 2-2 split, and no one immediately in rotation, they can isolate the site fast enough. If they can find refrags, more importantly, if they can find Guardian, good shot to take down exist. As Get Right continues on, Rez wants to be undetected as long as possible. He has the best chance to set the crossfire to find Guardian, or does he? Because Guardian oh my god, Get Right! That is old school as well, what a spray! As he transfers back over, he's got the bomb down, but it's only 6 HP to work with, and they're immediately on rotation. Bomb at least means money. It's so fast. As Nico peeks out, head's not quite shown, X-ray misleading. He's toward cannons, it's a tough angle to play, and Nico's got the shot. It was always going to go that way, but what an incredible transfer.
You're absolutely right, that's some vintage Get Right. At that point, unbelievable skill. That spray transfer of the AK-47, we saw a similar performance from Exist on Overpass earlier in the tournament, but that certainly had potential to be a 4-on-1 in favor of Get Right. Gets the bomb down there, and he keeps the money low for Faze. Sure, he doesn't win the round, but it all contributes. Every kill counts, especially when you're up against a CT side. Let's have a look at this again. How beautiful was this? This is not easy, ladies and gentlemen. That is world class right there.
I think the first shot on Carrigan, he didn't even expect to hit, but he knew the immediate danger, but he was to his right, and as he swung, he hit the first headshot, because you saw him go back to the first target after he got the kill. Either way, that is unbelievable.
So sick. Well, still can't bring out the AWP. Get Right keeps them low. They do have a bit more utility this time, and Draken on the AWP. Plenty of money available for the Ninjas here. There is a gap in that smoke, so they'll wait at this point. They need to see if that smoke will be useful. If anyone decides to look towards the upper platform, Draken will be able to take them down.
One for the ages. 8 rounds Faze. In their hands, 2 AKs carried over, and Hobbit Hole covered off from Olaf. He'll wait for Nico to make the call from tree. If they play back wall where Rez is now, they won't be able to get the immediate shot. In fact, he goes early, and Draken's got the AWP lineup. Great read from NIP. Smoke's now down, will cover off the CTs at Rock, although I say that, and Nico, as always, wants to get aggressive. They bust the gap! Oh my... Never mind the gap. Get Right was immediately aware as he walked in. Rez finds Carrigan over the wall, and this is all NIP. 5-2, make it 1. As it's just Rain left to find.
Clinical from NIP, not giving anything away there. Basic execution, 2 smokes down, flashbangs in. It's Rez throwing the Molotovs towards a tree position. The flashbangs were just perfectly thrown. Faze had to fall back when they take the challenges to actually find some kills. Everything going in favor of NIP. It's Rez to open 2 things up again. Get Right and Draken chiming in. Draken especially with the AWP, and that's a full reset at this point. This is a full investment from Faze. Rain has to save this weapon. A very similar situation we saw a couple of rounds back. He'll be heading towards top of middle, but he'll be greeted by Rez, and surely he'll be taken down here. Can he stay alive? Needs to keep the rifle, not gonna happen. NIP will take the scoreline to 14-8. Money's in the bin for Faze. They have to force by him out. They only get $1,400 per player. Pistols across the board, body armor, 1 kit, that's pretty much it. And Rez, what an addition he's been to his roster, getting better and better every single day, it seems. Looking for match point. NIP should pick it up here. It'd be a disaster if they don't find it here in round number 23.
Yeah, Rez on another 20-kill game. Remarkable stuff. If anyone doubted his performance in the group stage, he's definitely backed that up. Draken's ready with the AWP. Great opening map so far from NIP. Long series, though.
Oh, yes.
And Faze, we know, on LAN are 0-1. Okay, they haven't played it much. There's not much to go by on Cobble, so they're only going to get more comfortable as this goes on. They needed this. Within touching distance is Draken. Backs away. Nade thrown toward him. WP still looking inside of the site, but can't find the angle as they backed off. Watch close. Watch very close.
Here we go.
Straight in his face with a CZ flashed off, but he backs to the wall. If they're clever about it, they'll get a second set of eyes toward the bottom of middle, so if they try and retrade toward Guardian and they are prepared, secondary shot will land. Guardian is forced out by Get Right. Swings in, and Exist is ready. No one peeking.
Yeah, really nice Molotov, that. Good teamwork. Alley-oop from Exist there. It's up to Forest now to find kills towards like backed up by Rez, but Rain! Another Deagle headshot here. Faze coming out swinging with the pistols. They're not allowing NIP to get the match point easily as Carrigan with another frag with that CZ 4-on-2 situation. Carrigan starting to come to life. It's all down to Exist. Surely he can't do anything with this situation. Takes one towards the APC. He's got so much work to do here, but he has got time.
They were so timid to walk around the corner, Rez and Force. They didn't want to trip over each other's lines. And Olaf gets Exist in the back just when I said the first map was going well for NIP. That certainly does not help. They still have a bit of rounds, but they've given away the economic advantage and the potential map point.
That suddenly throws a spanner in the works. That was should have been a guaranteed match point there for NIP up against the CZs. They go down one by one. The golden rule of these anti-eekers always had trade potential. Guardian shouldn't be allowed to get a CZ pick, especially in a position like middle with no refrag coming through. They brought it back to the 4-on-4, but Carrigan there with the CZ is doing great work, close range, and he denies it. Money back in favor for Faze, and we'll take a pause on the NIP side just to work out what the next play is going to be. Faze, one of the most tenacious teams we have within CSGO. It takes so much to just get over the finish line. And they show us what they're made of with the CZs. We do have a full buy for NIP, of course. The Orbs out once again. Starting to be whittled down now. We can see a UMP has been purchased for Get Right. 3 AKs, and still Guardian without the AWP, but he's shown us he's very capable with the rifle today.
Flash high for Rez early just to make sure that anyone running out toward the long position is deterred from doing so for a step or more so he can get positioned instead. It's a very common position, so some nades thrown in. Capping the smoke for Exist to try and cover off toward the long stairwell. No one therefore going up from Faze side. Oh, Rez. Finds Nico in the open as they continue to peek toward the corner. The smoke gone. Olaf does make up for it, gets one back. Rez has to follow through. Rez is being isolated though. Get Right can't find the angle, but as Olaf trips over himself and goes back to the other side, he realizes the mistake he made because he made it a 2 versus 1 in the situation.
What?
Walk in. Rez on low HP finds Carrigan. And Rain and Guardian have to hold versus 4 players. Make that just Rain. Guardian down in the AWP. That was their best line of defense as they cut toward the bomb site. Draken, free plant. Rain backs off. This is money gone again. So 15 rounds achieved for NIP.
It's 2 more kills for Rez there. How has he got away with that, the upper platform? Down to 1 HP. Has the audacity just to face the upper platform. Somehow takes down Carrigan. And once again, the money completely ruined for the FaZe clan. It will be match point from Ninjas. Surely they're going to close this game out. They can't lose to the CZs once again. And they're trying to deny Rain the chance of saving the AK-47. How many times has he had to save now? Should be the 3rd. And if he can save the AK, they always have a chance. We saw what they're capable with. And they have those CZs. As we get into the next round, NIP, with a pause in the previous, managed to come towards that B side. Completely run over it once again. And FaZe look very uncomfortable here on Cobblestone. It's surprising they didn't veto this one.
Yeah, when you consider the statistics, I mean, again, it's tough to gauge. Yes, they've played it the least. I'm sure Yanko could go through it in more detail, but you'd have to consider who banned it versus them, as opposed to them banning it in return. The fact that they've only played it once. It is an interesting thought, though. And they've still got so much depth that with 5 maps potentially to be played, they'll be all right. Yep. With Rez trading back on Rain, getting themselves closer.
We've got 1 rifle now. Olaf Meister with the famous Nico trying to recover the AK-47, which is down on the platform. And I'd be aware that a prospect they'll be trying to do anything they can to deny it. I think they're throwing grenades towards that position to blow it back, but it will be picked up by Nico.
Yeah, the smoke when it went down actually just gave it to him
Forest.
essentially. Yeah, walks in carelessly, no flash, nothing, no information. Olaf's got the angle. This brings it back to FaZe Clan's favor, and with Nico getting that AK-47 that they tried to get away from him and smoked off for him, it makes things awkward, very awkward. Olaf's got all three as he walk in, and Rez and Get Right go down as well. We're not done. This is going to go into double digits on both sides.
Yeah, NIP starting to crumble these really key points in the game. They have a chance to close it out, and they're facing choke points one by one. Forest, I have no idea when he's not smoking towards middle, he's not using a flashbang, at least having a teammate there for the trade. Bracken with a chance there as one player boosts towards middle, but overall he should be going down here, and NIP needed to close it out there. FaZe certainly capable of getting back into this game. The money will be okay for NIP the next round, especially if they save the orb, but that's very unlikely at this stage.
He is so scared right now. He knows they're going to face him eventually. Gets Guardian down. That'll give him some comfort behind, and now we can look down long A. Double peek potential. They'll wait. I think they're going to try and wait. Potentially with 19 seconds left, but Nico trades off Draken. And it is the 10th round for FaZe.
This is where NIP usually do their best work, Matt. Against these weak buys, they have great fundamentals, they smoke off everything, they flash together, they stay as a five-man unit, but where has that gone? They've looked great in the gun rounds here. The five-man unit performing off the scales here on Cobblestone is looking fantastic. But then when they up against the pistols, it seems like they panic a little bit, trying to close it out as quickly as they can. Forrest is thinking, if I find this kill or heard a footstep, that's going to be it. He gets taken down, gives FaZe an opening, and they'll always capitalize on those. NIP will be buying into the next round. Of course, they take a pause here, trying to work out the final piece of the puzzle. Have to avoid overtime here. If we get a 15-15, everything's reset. And give the advantage towards FaZe at that point, considering this comeback. Round number 26, 15-10 overall. A few compromises on the NIP side. They've got one CZ for Exist. Get Right with the UMP, but we have got the Draken Orb, of course. Here we go. Guardian with his AWP for the first time really on the CT side.
They'll hold up with the AWP. Again, that smoke thrown with a massive gap. Exists the one with the pistol. This time, he didn't forget to buy, he just doesn't have the money.
Indeed.
Closer and closer. They get Rez alongside of Exist's position. A secondary smoke, even if Exist wanted to go and they found the trade kill with the rifle. It's not going to happen for at least another 15 seconds. Draken the op as well, just holding. Very patient from NIP, and they've been struggling. Taking them 4 rounds to go from 13 to 15. And then some, because the money starts to fall apart as well. Exist needs to be the first one in. Common position for Olaf, hard to trade based on the fact that he has support as well. And Nico's actually perfectly positioned to get the shutdown before they even get that far. Good trade from Rez to find him instead, but they still have to identify as Olaf stays as quiet as he dare. But he is in the corner. Good shoulder peek from Forrest. That's one way to do it. Good recognition. Rain still has a lineup, but Get Right's gonna wait to cut them off. And Kerrigan jumps up. Get Right has the angle. Down he goes. Draken's got the kill. We don't see it, but it doesn't matter. NIP has map 1.
A little bit dicey towards the end there, but NIP will come out on top. You can see FaZe was certainly not comfortable on Cobblestone. They had some great individual moments, lots of clutches going in their favors, but overall the unit looked weak. Not the same story for NIP. Their gun rounds were stellar. They managed to really hold it together. Apart from a few situations with the anti-ecos, that's where it seemed a little bit worrying for them. But overall, a good map and a great way to start this best of 5.
Incredible way to start it. Cobblestone had to go NIP's way. We've got a chance absolutely to go 5 maps. NIP's looking very alive. Forrest and Rez, you said those 2 names at the start of the series. They show up. What does FaZe have to offer? We know a lot, but can they find it fast enough? They'll take their respective breaks and get ready to join back in. We'll join our break and the desk.
history comes full circle yet again. Now, the persistence, the dreams, the sweat, the struggle, the tradition. Some things cannot be named, some places cannot be described. You can feel it, you know you can be a part of the extraordinary.
All eyes are on you, so give them greatness. Give them Extreme Masters Certified ECK.
make some noise.
Thank you so much, Alex. Yes, we are back for map number 2. It's Inferno. And I hope you're enjoying the show so far. It's been an epic showing from NIP on the first map, and they've looked hot, man, Inferno. You remember them against SK Gaming? They had the execution, they had the teamwork, everything was looking very good. This could be another fantastic play here.
Well, that's the interesting thing, because the desk seemed to think this one was a pretty much foregone conclusion toward Faze, saying 11 rounds required for NIP, but they threw some innovation into the mix, an additional Molotov in the play toward A yesterday, and they're right, they took down SK. This, the pistol round, important. Draken backs off as he has to toward the arch. Get Right is the one with the kit this time, so Exist goes battle style and finds, actually not anything. Oh, it's Get Right instead. It's Rain to get all 3 back, though, as he baits them out, takes down 2 teammates, but it doesn't matter, because now they just have to focus res inside of Pit. Good find from Guardian, as Forrest left to do everything he dare, but it's going to be a challenge to get back to the site. Kit down where Get Right fell in front of Library. He's already got that to his name. And he knows there's at least one in the site, but Rain again finds a kill, 4th in the round, and it's 1-0 for Faze.
An absolute brawl to kick things off with the pistol round on Inferno. It's Rain to find the lion's share of the kills as they go very quickly towards top of middle, focusing on the arch, wrapping around to the bomb site itself, and Rain doesn't miss a beat. Every single shot going in his favor there with the Glock, and we're not going to see the force weapon NIP. This has been a pillar of their economy approach on the CT side. After losing the pistol, they don't force buy. They just get the upgraded pistols here. They're looking at the bigger picture, which is a good thing to do. As they'll go into Rez towards top of Banana, looking for those opening kills once again. He's been so strong so far. This time shut down by Guardian, 5-4. They don't have to work too hard at this point. They've got full Banana control. They can execute and go all in towards B if they want to. It's more advice is to hold up and see what reactions come from the CT side. See if you can bait our utility like they have just now. And the CTs will be challenging towards the barrels.
Draken tries to poke out with the USP in hopes of giving Exist a better chance, but a smoke off. Olaf even sprays through that and finds Draken. First pistol thus far, by the way, for Faze Clan. They went 0-2 on Cobblestone, so a great start on Inferno, and just Forrest left to find. Does have a deagle. We knew how punishing that could be, but I don't think it's good enough to win a round this time. Maybe just some damage and some guns dropped at the very best.
Yeah, not really much Forrest can do with this at all. You're absolutely right. It's good to see this discipline from Faze and not giving anything up. We have seen what disgusting things Forrest has been capable of with this Desert Eagle. He'll be smoked out of position, looking for anyone flanking him through CD spawn. That's not going to be the case. Faze making sure they eradicate every single risk at this point. The bomb will be planted around guaranteed at this stage, and Forrest will give up his position by spamming through the smoke. Won't get anything for it. And Faze looking very likely to get the 3-0. This has been a common trend for an IP now. They go down 3-0 pretty much at the start of every game. They'll win the gun round, then lose the subsequent round, go down 5-6-1, and then they're on the comeback, which they have been doing very well, I have to say. They always seem to manage to pull it off.
With just Forrest remaining on a deagle, you saw them even then deploy the smoke towards CT. They don't want to lose anything on the Faze side early on. You're right, it is a common trend. It happened yesterday against SK. Every single map. They had a 6-3 lead at map 2, but that was shocking, to be honest. An ancient history for what matters now. NIP want to go back-to-back in IEM. Faze want to go back-to-back in the Grand Slam. As Exist covers off the hallway, he'll back down. Stack it up aggressively. In fact, look at the A site. There's all 5 players on that side of the map. So Faze need to figure this out early.
It should be a clean sweep. We've only got PT50s, no armor for the NIP side. They've got a little stack towards the apartments. They're a very common position for defaults in terms of the T approach. You're trying to get control of that area first, but Faze uninterested in that. They're going to stay as a 5-man unit towards middle, and they'll fall back after spotting a couple of players then. Just hold up. They have got some B control at the same time. The bomb's down in that position. See Nico and Olaf Meister ascertaining that the B bomb side is open for business, and there's no CT presence there whatsoever. A full A stack from the Ninjas, and one that won't work out for them. It's up to them now to decide whether they just deny frags for Faze and stop them farming money with those UMPs, or they'll try and get some exit frags.
Red, Sardi. Backed off is just going to make sure no one's pushing around from the archway. Get Right. Checks underpass as well. We might have a round with all 10 staying alive. It's very rare. It seems like it may not even happen because they are pursuing ever so slightly. Slowly through the library position, but they'll make contact. Certainly will. Through the edge of the door, I think the dink was also, so it only takes Nico down to 69. Olaf on 80. They know at least that they're inside of the pit. Might happen. It's possible.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Get right down. He ruins it. But it's 3-0 for Faze. Pretty straightforward.
And that might look really strange, but every dollar counts in Counter-Strike, and NIP is denying that UMP's farming $600 a kill. Might as well do it. The only one kill goes in favor of Faze there, but 3-0 comes through. And like we said, NIP not forced by in the second round means they get the AWP out, they get a kit, they have armor to work with, and an abundance of utility as well. So this is what they were playing for. It's the long game, but we'll go to round number 4 here. A bonus situation for Faze. Looks like we're rushing towards B. 4 players committed. Nades are good though from the Ninjas. It's going to land on the face of Olofmeister there. And look at the fire, just denying their push through. And they'll have to fall back and upgrade one of the UMPs to the fallen AK of Olofmeister. And it's a 5-on-4 advantage for NIP at this point.
Rain wants to make contact from the apartments. Easier said than done. Get right and Red still battling off toward the top of Banana with additional smokes down, but rotations from Faze indicate going back toward where Rain seemingly is as close as you'd like to the site. Has vision inside of it. Not toward the corner where Exist waits. Try and make contact in the smoke, fire some shots. Does that pull Rain out? Because if it does, Forrest needs to be ready. As Draken as well needs to be ready for flash through the smoke, which I think was mistimed. Did that actually go out from the other side? I think it might have, because Kerrigan didn't back through it. Draken's already forced off the angle. Kerrigan's tagged considerably, but now he gets toward Library. Rain could strike if he walks out the doorway. With the smoke deep, he's considering the arch. And they've pulled him off the site just based on indecision alone. He's been waiting for access. Underhand smoke. That'll isolate Forrest. He can try and get a shot toward Exist. It's exactly what he does. Rain finds Exist. Nico finds Forrest peeking, and they take over Pit very convincingly. Smart play from Rain to isolate himself and get the shot he needed as Get Right pulls one back. Guardian will try and get the bomb down. Only one directly inside of the site. In fact, positioning from Nico is pretty clever in this situation because he's so far removed, and if they wrap around the arch, as soon as they make noise, he can sneak out from Boiler behind them. Get Right and Rez will be sitting ducks as soon as Rain makes contact. Get Right considers it, but he's already looked away.
Yeah, Nico coming in with the flank here. That's going to shut the round down. Here he comes. He might even have to. It's going to be Rain to find both the kills. 2 versus 1 now as Draken. No kid available. Have to save the AWP, and it will be 4 rounds in a row for the FaZe clan. After losing the first pick, the nades landing on their face as they try to rush Banana at the very start. They'll make their way towards the A side. It's Rain once again, posting big numbers. 3 kills for him as he made his way out of the apartment. He saw that nice deep smoke at the top of the balcony. Manages to have some focus on the A side. The flashbangs were good. His teammates pushing towards Arch and disallowing Draken any sort of entrance with the AWP. He will save that weapon, but a pause will be called. 4th stage loss bonus is the nade at the start. Devastating. So the pause will come through. Do they force up around this orb? I would say no. It's very early on in the game. They don't have to. I think some deagles, no armor would be fine. They get maximum loss bonus next round. So see if Draken can maybe get aggressive towards B, get the opening pick, funnel them back to an A stack potentially. Something along those lines. And Threat will be assessing the situation right now and working out what he thinks best.
What's best is long game, but they've called early timeouts on NIP before in this arena. Yesterday they called 2 against SK, and one of them paid off, I think, because they played the economic game correctly and able to pull back in. That was the first map when they went 6-1 down and then ended up winning the half, 8-7 on overpass. Flash immediately for Guardian with smokes as well. That will limit their approach onto Banana. They've got 3 players in that position, so they obviously want it. But what for? Execution toward B, perhaps. They've got an angle. Don't let the X-ray mislead you. Guardian can't quite see yet, right? He's actually back towards CT.
There's a small investment from NIP. The CZ's very dangerous on Inferno. That boost towards Arch, designed to look above the smoke that FaZe deployed. Actually hit a shot there. It's Rain that gets tagged up, so they know exactly where the AWP is now. Draken position towards middle will actually rotate back towards B.
Very smart.
And that could be the play that wins them the round, if it's possible. We've lost all map control for FaZe now. They want to reclaim apartments. They'll have to be very methodical and slow as Geralt gets boosted up. Remember, Draken is here with the AWP. Up against Guardian, one of the absolute best snipers in the game. This could be a fake. You can see the bomb towards top and middle. They're going to try and keep the CTs on this side of the map. This is actually a really nice call from Carrigan. They'll probably commit 1 player in the form of Nico from what I can see. maybe an Orloff, but both go in and just try and keep the numbers at this side of the map as the bomb makes its way towards A.
Yeah, and then once they've confirmed that A went just Forrest there, they won't commit inside of the site, unfortunately for Draken. You're right, he hit the shot toward top middle, that revealed, so his gamble was, they know I'm here, I'll go where they know I'm not. And he tries to get over toward B at Coffins. Good find from Orloff, takes down everyone inside of B, and Get Right gets toward the library, and Draken will stay to save the AWP one more time. 5-0 maximum loss bonus, and the bye immediately impending for NIP, and it'll be a strong one.
Yeah, that was just textbook Counter-Strike there. Carrigan with the godlike call. Knowing that Draken showed himself towards top of middle, it's very common for these top AWPers, once they fire a shot, show their presence, to change position, go to the other bomb site, the idea to funnel them and dictate where they'll be going in the round. Carrigan's aware of that situation. Likely it's going to be towards B. They throw all the smokes in there, force all the rotations, the flashbangs go in, and his teammates commit towards the A side. Olaf Meister there to mop up the kills as they start to rotate, and we'll have another clean sweep here. 5-0 for Faze. This is looking much better for them. Draken once again trying to save the AWP. Will take down one. That's Olaf. So the money is okay. Like I said, maximum loss bonus going to the next round. The AWP has been saved. They've got a nice full buy here. Can even bring out the double AWP if they wanted to. They're considering it. The fifth player yet to buy, that's Rez. But he will go to the M4A4. 5-0. But NIP have had greater comebacks than this before, even in this tournament. 7-1 down against SK and still won the map.
Draken waiting top mid wall with back turned to the play because he's hoping to get flashed, or flashes to come toward him, and then he'll peek on the back of them. Look at Guardian, that is so much utility. I thought I saw another nade coming through. It was actually the trail. You see it in the air of a flash. That's pretty good, Rez. In fact, that bullet alone would have done it. Not all the utility as well, but he's got Nico, so they add to it. 2 down, 3 to find, and good control in Bananas. Forrest finds a shot over top of the edge of the balcony. It's Rain that sits in wait, and it's on to just Carrigan.
Oh, they've shown up in style. It's Rez to find the opening frag. They're aggressive towards B. Took the fight to Faze, and he gets 3 kills at the very top. Challenging the barrels. Good flashbangs deployed. Smoke at the bottom to give him a bit of wiggle room there. And we'll see how nice this was. It's Rez to find that first kill. It's actually Guardian that goes down. He's been so good for an IP and continues that form here as he posts the first round. And
the interesting thing with that round as well is Faze didn't use any utility. They went straight contact, hoping that they could play the long game and bleed NIP out, but they got such good use of utility. That's going to force Faze to think that they need to start using smokes early on to get position.
Just to note, it's Rez who's the secondary AWP on this particular map. He does hit the first shot, but it's right in the shoulder of Olaf Meister through the corner of the wall there. So we'll go down to 17 points of health. Not the 5-on-4 he was looking for, but damage suddenly inflicted.
Inflicted as well with 5 smokes still up. So again, an early advantage for NIP in map control. In that essence, as Exist gets tagged through the wall down to 40, has to back away.
What a tag it was.
Yeah, I played that position last round as well, so you can see the blood splatters. They knew exactly the lineup. Be able to get away with playing up there far too commonly if they're going to do that. As an egg, flames down, couldn't find the shot. Forrest tags him back. The man who did damage onto Exist now finds himself slightly worse on 30 HP.
We hit the 1 minute mark. It looks like an A approach will be coming through from Faze. They still have smokes available, flashbangs as well. Rain to challenge towards quad. Won't take the shot just yet. He has pushed him back towards the side itself. No real crossfires deployed as of yet. We've got Exist who's facing towards quad, and it's actually a successful challenge there. Rain goes down towards the boiler. It's advantage NIP, make it a double. Forrest finds Carrigan, and they've got no map control to speak of now, Faze.
They're going to abandon ship and go back toward Banana. In fact, bomb going all the way back down. They might not go for anything.
Yeah, Olaf's done T-spawn with the bomb.
He's going to save. They're going to save early with 20 seconds. They have no access. Forrest has been incredible toward the pit, but again, they cannot get Banana control. Early nades. No smokes. They kept smokes up on the NIP side until late.
They're showing no respect to Faze. They're challenging every single position. They're not going to be sat on the bomb side waiting for their execution. They want to take those frags at the very start. It's Exist that opens things up, forces the challenge out of Carrigan towards the apartments. Forrest takes care of him, and it will be the second round in a row for an IP. We saved 3 guns over the Faze side. Guardian, of course, with the AWP. They're getting money into the next round, but they'll still have enough to force around it as NIP start to get into this one. We'll have a tactical timeout from Faze at this point.
Yeah, and that doesn't surprise me in the fact that they elected to save so soon. Obviously, they didn't have confidence in the game plan late in that round. They don't have confidence in the last 2 rounds. And with Carrigan, gives him a little bit more time, including the end of the last sort of 27 seconds of that round, plus this timeout. A little more time to convey his thoughts.
Now, Guardian's one of the few AWPers on the T side of Inferno that can cause absolute chaos. He's very confident towards the banana. We happily pushing smokes and molotovs to find those opening picks. Not many AWPers can have a huge amount of impact further than the very initial few 20 seconds or so of a T round in Inferno. He's always deadly. We'll see if he can come to life. We haven't seen something astonishing from him as of yet in this grand final, but I promise you, it's coming.
Keep an eye on early utility battles. NIP's had the best of it in the last 2 rounds. This time they deploy a little bit more early on. Less smokes on their belts. In fact, Rez the only one to throw one toward A. Exist gets rid of his, but they still have 3 up, so they're in an okay position, whereas they've had to use a little more on Faze's side to try and clear the banana, and that's something they didn't do the last 2 rounds. It doesn't even matter. Rez still has the angle to find Olaf. Even then, it's not enough.
Showing as he can do it with the AWP as well. An opening pick there, 5 on 4. Olaf Meister go down once again. He's having a rough time over at that B position the last couple of rounds. Exist still not falling back, wants to challenge towards Boiler. You can do that with the AK-47 on the CT side. You can see they've got no M4s there. Double AWPs, 3 AKs. This is the strongest the CT side can be. You can take more aggressive angles and actually go for the picks as the wallbangs start to come through. No damage inflicted just yet. Rez isn't done at the top of Banana. He wants to find these kills. He wants the jewels. And he's up against Guardian. He'll show his head and he'll get blown off. Rain will come forth in the arch, but it might not be enough at this point.
Remember yesterday against NIP, they gave up 1 kill in 4 rounds. SK at one point, good shot. Exist. They've been very good on the CT sides once they get rolling in. They're rolling now. Looking for a 3rd straight round with Rain and Nico standing in their way. Rain's done well to get around the arch considering they pushed in toward the boiler. Spotted now, however, from the pit, from Forrest. And as he commits to that angle, Nico finally gets one on him. That's going to open up the A site. The anchor position gone. And I don't think they were anticipating such a deep presence from FaZe Clan, so they'll be able to get a plant off this. And then it'll be a 3-2 retake.
Yeah, Exist has to wait. He can't challenge this bomb. Surely, oh, maybe he can! Oh. It was a good attempt, but it's not enough. If he gets that kill, the round's over. Getright's going to push the smoke. It's not enough. 2 versus 1. He's left Rez for dead. He had to wait for his teammate to come through, but he took the challenge. Now Rez with the AWP has to find the first shot. Nails it.
He knows he's low. He knows he's low. He knows Nico's tagged. He goes to the pistol. Good communication. He gets the pistol out. Now pull it back. And you're right. He had to wait, but he took the gamble. 1 HP was all that stopped that kill from happening.
A little smile on Rez's face there. He knows how important that was for his team. Exist, tried to challenge, deny the bomb plant. It was almost successful, couldn't connect the spray. You would think Getright waits at that point, but no. He needs Rez in an awkward 2-on-1 situation, but he comes out on top. The first shot was great, baits out the shots with the shoulder peak, then the P250 to finish things off. What a tournament he's having. So far in my book, he's the MVP, looking absolutely fantastic. As we get into round number 9, 5-3, NIP with 3 in a row. And it's another buy for FaZe. They've still got money for days here. But Forrest with the first kill once again. And the nades. Look at Guardian down to 1 HP. He eats 2 HEs. And he's still looking for the first kill.
And Nip again essentially win the banana control without a single use of a smoke. They still have 5 up. They're doing an incredible job of containing FaZe on that portion of the map. Rain's done well at least to get outside of middle this time. Takes the initiative and just walks out from the boiler. It's a kill back that gives them the mid wall. In fact, he's got Forrest. That again gives them the pit. The problem is the bomb's got to rotate around. Getright, good find on Olaf, and he'll push down. He'll continue on, and they know they're backing off of Banana, so Exist will try and burrow himself in a position to catch them. Smart rotation, therefore, by Nico.
His lack of respect Counter-Strike coming through. I absolutely love it. 3-on-2 once again. It's Rain and Nico, the same duo who tried to defend the bomb plant in the previous round. Rain holds towards the pit this time. The bomb will be planted successfully, but it's not at the best angle. 3 ninjas on their way through.
And same 3 left alive. This time Exist forced to wait. It was Rez that got 2 after Exist, and Getright went down last round. Exist expecting them to be inside a pit is not wrong in firing a Molotov or throwing incendiary rather toward that position. Rez certainly does have a Molotov. He's picked that up. He'll try and cover the inside of the site. Can't find it. Rez last alive. Suddenly Getright and Exist found it a crossfire, and Rez blinded off. He's still going with the op, but can't do anything with it. And another round finally. It's taken a while for FaZe, but a 6. It does give a chance for a reset after 3 rounds going to NIP.
Another 3-on-2 situation there from the FaZe clan.
I think the money on NIP, okay, it's actually better than I thought, considering they went down to the 1-on-1 last round.
And it came down to a situation where Rain and Nico had to perform. Certainly delivered that. Nothing going in favor of NIP whatsoever. I have loved the aggression coming through on the CT side. They're not just sitting back, resting on their laurels. They're actually actively taking the game to FaZe, disallowing any sort of map control, especially towards Banana. Rez and Getright are not messing around whatsoever. Getright finding the confidence of the flash over, takes the low HP Guardian, Takes Olaf Meister behind the wall as well. They had the advantage but couldn't clutch it out. But they keep Faze modest. UMP out for Carrigan. They have got the utility, but they are fully invested into this round. The unpause comes through, and NIP will have the double orb set up once again. 6-3, round number 10. Looking very good for Faze, but NIP are looking very dangerous at the same time. The gun rounds have been impressive in the last 4.
Needs for Olaf again. This time there is a smoke early. But again, NIP contesting. They'll come out worse for wear for it. They finally get nades back their direction. But, oh, I was going to say they still have res boosted up the secondary op. He's found. And Get Right goes back to the site. He's going to hold the op. So he gives up his AK in doing so. Excuse me, his M4. A good find for Faze. First time they've had the early pick in a while.
There is a gap in that smoke. Get Right with the AWP. We've seen it a couple of times this tournament. As his teammate went down, they went for the boost above the wall. Not get anything from the gap as Draken gets flashed off. He'll have to fall back to more defensive line. Flashes over, trying to buy himself anything he can at this point. They will be committing. He surely goes down here. Fall back and hold the arch, and Carrigan will be trying to flash him off. He's got a lot of work to do. Nails the first shot, but the trade comes in.
Decent trade. Quick from Guardian. Forrest in the pit. They found an answer to him in the last 2 rounds. It's cost them one of them. He's got a crossfire set this time with Exist. He's gone for pit 1 rather than pit 2, but they still find it. Olaf, the shot over top of the wall as Nico found Exist that was backing him up. A bomb planted, and Get Right who grabbed the op from Rez. After he went down as the last, then a 1 versus 3, and a save, I think, is the only thing on the cards for that op. So momentum lost just when NIP needed it.
Yeah, and that will be the moment looking a little bit more desperate for them. As we head into the next round, they have second state loss bonus, no one with any residual cash here. If Get Right can save the orb, there's always a chance. Oh, Nico will get the final frag. That orb will not be saved. 7-3. We might take another pause here for the NIP side, just to work out if it's worth getting the CZs, maybe a bit of body armor here. But Faze take a considerable lead at this point. Here's that first shot. Nico, confident as ever with the AK-47. He'll take down Rez, do damage to the second player who is boosting. And Get Right unable to hit a shot with the AWP. A full eco now for the Swedish side. Olaf Meister will bring out the MAC-10. And we'll have a rush down middle, it seems. Maybe not going to cross over towards the boiler. And they'll be challenging second middle here.
Challenging aggressively, rains down. No trade. Damage was done to Forrest. Guardian finally gets a line from mid. That's pretty good to find Forrest. And Carrigan's ready for it. He opens the doorway. Gets inside of the apartment halls. Just Rez and Get Right. Get Right with the AK. Rez with a good shot on Carrigan. Wants to go for that gun as well. This will strengthen them. They don't have armor to go along with it, and they don't have positional awareness of Olaf, who went all the way around through B. Cut off Get Right, similar to how he cut off SK in some ways yesterday. Not quite as eventful. But 1 versus 3, and Rez again has to save 8-3. Faze have won the T side of Inferno, and NIP, having gone down early, looked like they were going to pull it back. It's now going to be a very tough game for them.
It absolutely is. 3 players survive, and Rez with the AK-47 won't really have many options here. He holds towards the A-bomb site. A nice idea from NIP. They seem to be focusing on these surprise pushes on their full ecos. They're actually doing something actively at the very start of the round instead of holding up and maybe a 5-man stack. We saw it on Cobblestone, rushing long A in middle, and then now on Inferno. And they got them the opening pick. They get 2 in total. Be enough to win the round, of course, but it certainly gives them a little bit to work with, an extra $300 for those kills. And then they save the AK-47 at the same time. That'd be fantastic. Olaf Meister won't be taking down Rez at this point. And we'll head into round number 12. 8-3, the overall scoreline. We can bring out a double orb once again if we require. But at this point, I think Rez stay on the AK-47. He has had a couple of good shots of the orb, but his AK, his M4 work has just been off the scales at this event in particular. He's looked fantastic, and there's not a problem with him just having the rifle in his hand. He doesn't need that AWP.
He's already through the window and alt mid while Draken tries to get aggressive.
Yes, very aggressive there.
Battle they've been winning that's suddenly not going their way. Exist hasn't been up here since, I think, round 6 and 7 were the 2 that he played.
Well, it makes sense that Faze don't commit to that banana push at the very start. They have been getting wrecked by the nades. You've noted it a couple of times. And you might as well wait for that utility to come through. Molotov the car to deny them any sort of aggressive push. And Draken still went for it. Took considerable damage there. 36 HP. No tag picked up in his favor. And we'll boost over the wall here. Nico to try and open things up. But there'll be nothing on the other side. And so look to challenge potentially CT Spawn, his teammate Guardian, top of middle. A lot of time to work with here. We have got apartments control, so the default looking quite good for Faze so far. Exist. Won't be able to challenge as aggressively as he did before. The M4A4 has a significant disadvantage against Rain. He's got the AK. We'll have to hold up. We'll probably see more of a crossfire mentality from the Ninjas eventually here.
So looking for the cross, smokes top mid. Good find, Rez. Takes down the one player, Olaf, who's been problematic in playing the lurk when they have gone toward the A site. He knows that he's alone as well, so he's already on his horse. Draken's going to join them. It's going to be a straight A hit.
Now gets stuck.
A man down. Get right tries and finds it actually inside of the smoke once Kerrigan lands. Rain pulls one back, but Forrest in the corner this time. He's given up on Pit. Hasn't been favorable to him in the last 3 rounds. This time, a better position, but he's still traded back. Nico with the kills. Rez again on rotation, and it's down to Guardian, who has to plant default. As Rez runs behind him fast as he dares, slows up just in time because Guardian was ready and waiting. And in fact, he's getting impatient, and he wants to be aggressive in the post play.
Oh!
Guardian, my man. What a shot as he finds Rez, and he goes back for more! He's even quicker against Draken, and that is why he is a legend!
I told you he's just warming up into this grand final. That's why he's considered one of the world's best. The AWP 2-on-1 clutch, close range. Shoves the barrel of the orb down Rez's throat towards quad, and of course that shot on the bomb tower is just spectacular. He's had a quiet final so far, but that one made some noise. Lovely work against Draken, and that was a situation where NIP had it under control. You can see the CT defense are doing the right plays at this point. When it's gotten about to the 40-second mark and you're feeling the execution coming through, it's Get Right, flashing over towards B. Taking on Olaf Mice. That's a player they've been bullying on this map so far. He can't find the frags he holds towards that barrel position, but it wasn't enough. A clumsy execution from Faze, and Carragher couldn't get out of the apartments. He lost the first frag, but Nico opened things up and gave Guardian a chance. And he certainly rose to the occasion. He's broken the money down of NIP once again. Round number 13, and the 9-3 down. We'll have to just take Deagles, PD-50s, and a couple of grenades.
What a round from Guardian, and you're right. He is starting to arrive. Even since he's joined Faze with so much star power around him, it's not like he's been dropping highlights on us left, right, and center. There's just so much potential on this team, but man, oh man, he certainly can still control the pace of things as Rain takes down Exist, and now the half falls apart. It breaks wide open after 3 very convincing in a row from NIP. Olaf will spray down Rez and Get Right.
Yeah, finally get a bit of confidence there from Olaf. He's had a bit of a rough time at Banana, but a 5-on-2 situation, double digits for Faze at this point. Inferno's looking very good for them. NIP might not even have a chance to show us how good they can be on the T side. That's where, in my opinion, they do their best work. We saw the amazing executes towards B, the calculated Molotovs, the flashbangs, the timings. They were so good on this map against SK, but right now the firepower really coming to life from Faze and is not having a chance here. The clutches just every single time going in favor of the European side. Now it's up to Draken and Forrest to once again save Deagles. It's a very boring procedure, but they can't afford to keep giving money towards that Faze side. They might as well hold on to the lesser pistols here, see if anyone goes hunting and try and upgrade to an AK-47. We'll have a look at the frag shots while we're here, just to note Forrest, after having such a performance map on Cobblestone, once again, he did this in the series yesterday. He's on 4 kills, 9 deaths. He has one epic map, then he'll go quiet.
He seemed so good in Pit to start off, too. I thought he looked very, very promising in the first 2 gun rounds that they did win, but then they solved him quite quickly. Nico and Rain specifically.
It's only Rez that's had any significant impact, and Get Right to some extent as well. It's the Banana area that's been strong for them. They've actively been challenging for frags at the very start. They're winning duels, doing lots of nade damage. Utility usage has been very good indeed. But the A side, at this point, it might be a little bit too late for them to get back into the game. Round number 14, double orbs out once again. A nice full buy for the Ninjas. They need the 10-5 at this point. 11-4 I don't think will be good enough.
Guardian holds off in middle just to let Kerrigan get more aggressive. He just peeks quickly toward his left. Get the Molotov at the ready. That goes in behind the smoke to clear quad side. Quick confirmation from Rain if anyone's running back or trying to hold an angle. Rez needs to win this duel. This has been the problem. They've solved Banana, and you can already see the effects that's had as they play a lot more passive this time. Early rotation even without really getting an anchor or anything deep inside of the position. So CT op shot, not ideal because they can cover that off so quickly with utility. Looks like they aren't going to do damage the same. The smoke's going to go down, so He's got to back away, can't hit the free shot. Tries to time it, somehow he hits that as he snaps away and heads toward Ruins. I don't even think he was expecting to. What a play from Rez. Olaf tries to get over top, the smoke's still down, he falls off, thankfully, because that'll allow the rotation to come around as Rain's fallen as well. And IP this time, very convincing, as they start back in, Get Right finds Nico, it's all the Guardian. And Guardian's gotten 2 already! Ooh. Draken lines him up, finally takes him down.
There was a lineup there, he could have got the collateral, but not meant to be. Rez with the pedal back with no scope, it was very interesting that came in his favor, but the frags working out once again towards that B-bomb side, the double orb setup yielding results. It's Get Right who gets baited in by the smoke spam of Rez from the coffin area. He capitalizes and makes it a very convincing round for the Ninjas at that point. We have got a technical pause, just to note at this point, called by the NIP side. It's normally a headset issue or something trivial like that. But here's the play from Get Right, pushing through that smoke with all the confidence in the world, everyone looking towards coffins. Guardian 4 versus 1. He hits a couple of shots, he started believing there, but it wasn't enough. And we'll head into the final round of the first half here. 10-4 overall. In terms of the overall money, we do have enough for a full buy on either side. Faze kind of course with the AWP in the hands of Guardian, 4 AKs, full utility. And Draken might have to take a small... Okay, he guys got the double AWP, so they're absolutely fine. I thought he was going down to a rifle there.
Yeah, I think it was already pre-dropped.
So double AWP setup, full buy, that's what we'd like to see to close things out here. As I said, NIP at this point need the 10-5 to stand a chance on Inferno.
Absolutely. Rez, oh Rez, make your decision, my man. It's caught out in between flames and has to fall away. He's taken down already to 28. Not even seeing anyone as Forrest this time, rather than play the pit, he'll hold the apartments, but much different position as he gets more forward. Rain's crossed over the smoke. That's exactly what Forrest wants to push. He's in between 2. He's in between 2 and somehow finds 1. He may get both. He sees Rain. He can't react fast enough as Guardian takes down Draken as well. It leaves us 3 aside. And they want to go quickly on toward A as a result of the kills. They know that there's going to be less defense inside of the site. There is still 1 man, though, on the corner. Common position, but tough to find. Good find from Get Right. Rain trades that. The trades have been back and forth until now. Finally an unanswered kill goes the way. I say unanswered toward Faze. It's Rez. And he knows that Olaf's in the corner. My goodness, that nade comes so close. 12 HP as he stays alive. He was in mid-20s when it was thrown his direction, and Olaf's trying to play with him, trying to bait out the upshot. Does get 1. But Rez was ready to move immediately because he was hoping that in baiting himself out, he would turn the shot the other way and baiting Olaf out in return.
Surely this doesn't work out. But Rez, it has to be the quick scope. But he can't connect it. It's going to be 11-4 Faze with a clinical half there. The T side of Inferno looking incredibly sharp for them. And we know NIP can do the exact same thing towards Faze, but they might not have a chance here. They need the pistol in the second half. And we'll find out if they can do it after the break.
So Faze won their first pistol. They took a substantial lead, 5-0, but NIP seemed to have turned everything in their favor. 3 straight rounds. The third one was a little bit closely contested, down to a one-on-one, but I thought, okay, they're looking very good. Faze broke that down and tore it apart. 11-4 at the end of the half.
Yeah, it's the same story on Cobblestone. Every round Faze is winning. Just came down to these amazing clutches and they just kept winning them. And NIP was some difficult situations that couldn't come out on top. The 3 gun rounds they won in a row actually looked very good. They were looking like a strong unit once again. I thought they'd get a little bit deeper than 11-4. But like I said, going into halftime, they can win the pistol here. Their T-side is good enough to perform and go toe-to-toe with Faze. We'll have a look at the buys as we get into the second half of the second map of this grand final. It's currently 1-0 in favor of NIP overall. Exists with 1 smoke, 1 flashbang, and Rain looking to challenge towards the T-steps. A bit of damage inflicted towards Forest as the decoys go down. We'll finish up towards B from what I can see right now. No presence towards apartments or second middle at all. They'll presumably smoke CT spawn, flash over, and go in as a 5-man unit.
And get right to lead the way.
And they have to go in the next 10 seconds or so. They have nothing on the map whatsoever.
1 smoke. CT.
Oh!
Guardian goes in forward anyway. Takes down Rez. Drops the bomb temporarily, but doesn't matter. They're going to catch it on the way by. It's Kerrigan. Follows it up. Nico's gotten a kill, but Get Right finally gets 1 in return. Exists getting Kerrigan gives them something to work with. Gives them position. That certainly does as Forest will cover off the immediate effect of Ruins. Bomb safely planted and Get Right to cover Banana. No flank this time because Olaf has put him down and Rain has pulled this back. It's gone from the lead to NIP with the bomb down to the lead on the retake for Faze. It's just Exist. The 1 versus 2. He's got to push back through the smoke they put down. And that means they're greeting him on the other side quite effectively. It's 12 rounds now and 2 straight pistols in this map for Faze.
Too aggressive there from NIP. The bomb down. It's just to set up the crossfires. Make things difficult for the ensuing counter-terrorists coming from Banana, CT spawn. Everyone challenging. Leaving Exist there in a horrible 2-on-1 situation. Nothing to do. Get Right. Didn't even have to challenge Banana. Could have said on the bomb site. That's the thing with Faze. It's unlikely you're going to beat most of them in a 1-on-1 duel. Nice work from Guardian though as the final commitment came in from NIP. Gets a shot before the smoke bloomed. Bit of mistiming there perhaps from NIP in that sense, but they'll be having a tactical purchase in the second round here. Forest feels like he can cause some damage with the AK-47. Well, maybe not for long. Rain does a little bit more. That's towards the T-steps as well. That's very good. 2 kills in his favor. Both of them headshots and the bomb's gone down. That AK didn't really do much at all.
Yeah, they desperately had to do something and try and pull the thing, the game, the momentum and everything back in their favor. Rez can't find the shot. Does get Rain down to 3 HP collectively. But he certainly did his job early on to thwart the chances of Nip as Get Right wants to lead off with the P250. Guardian gets caught in transition, but P250 and not the AK, nothing they can really do of it. Hits him once. Gives them the mid wall. Faze are set up and ready for it. As well, still holds the arch. Get Right down. Even if they could have wrapped around fast enough to find Rain, they still had Guardian plus an additional player inside of the site. Rain's transferred from the site to the pits, giving him a better angle of approach. Just Get Right. Excuse me, Rez rather finds himself as the last alive. Olaf was able to rotate, finds Rez immediately, gets in behind from top mid, and we find ourselves 13-4 for Faze.
Few Faze fans in the crowd there as we enter round number 18. There will be a buy here for NIP, of course. 1 player without the rifle. It's Exist who is the merchant this time. He gives Forest an AK-47, knowing how good he can be. The in-game leader takes a sacrifice and gives up his weapon. And this will be a chance for Faze to get aggressive here. Guardian look at the first frag. It's actually Rain once again with that AK-47. Takes down the first kill, and Guardian now with the advantage, desperately trying to scurry back towards the top of middle. He will successfully. Takes a bit of damage there, but overall they've got the man advantage to fall back to the crossfires.
We'll probe out the apartments. Again, the early pick. And again, it's Rain.
How sick was that in the previous round? Towards T-steps. 4 bullets, 2 kills, one of which was a fully equipped Forest with the AK. Just got shut down in the first 5 seconds of the round.
Yeah, that hurts, doesn't it? When you've gone all in with 2 AKs pulled up.
You're believing he's giving you a big speech as to how he can make this round happen. He believes he's good enough at this point to find a couple of frags, get an opening. First 5 seconds, bang, bang, 2 kills. And we go towards B. The advantage once again for Faze. We know how good this execution can be now, but they don't really have it available. 1 smoke, one Molotov and a couple of flashbangs, and they're smoked out. They might just have to go for a contact play here and try and surprise them with this one flashbang.
They're smoked down as well. Kerrigan playing inside. Flashbang could have surprised Kerrigan. It doesn't matter. They go straight in on contact. Nico's gone as well. Don't have a smoke to cover off CT, but they pick up a Molotov on the way by, which might be beneficial to cover off Ruins in the post plant, which now is upon us. 3 AKs and full armor. Got an angle this time in toward, similar to what they had at Ruins. With Exist to bait Forest, Get Right this time will sit back inside of the site. They are coming all from CT. The good crossfire setup means that Olaf doesn't have much access, and they're going to back off this early. They don't want to lose the momentum. They've got kits, armor, nades, and M4s. Make that just one M4 as Rain gets found by Forest. So NIP do find a 5th round, and they'll give themselves a chance in doing so because it's only 13 for Faze. I know that's a lot, but it's only 13. That's how they have to look at it.
You're absolutely right. The 3rd round forced by those AKs with one pistol at the same time was looking a bit scary. It goes down to a 5-on-4. Towards the B side we went. We noted that lack of utility. There was no execution potential there at all. Contact play, one flashbang getting through, and Rez opens things up, finds both kills, and Faze can't do anything about the retake. We've seen that bait before where Forest gets towards the Ruins. It exists, will hold the angle and try and take all the aggro away from him. It works very nicely. Forest didn't actually have to do much at all then. His in-game leader delivering the goods, but still not out of the woods just yet. 13-5 and the double orb setup comes out. We know how good Guardian can be on this map. Misses out on the first shot. We thought that was going to connect. As he goes towards the underpass, he'll have to fall back. But Nico, he's still holding strong behind the flames.
Tag though, Nico. Exist may be able to herd that. Shows himself. Somehow gets away with it, not the second time. Very daring from Exist, I must say. The op prevails from Nico. Down to 27 HP as though he is. It's still a massive kill for them to find a banana early on.
Yeah, bait out the first shot, had to hit the first bullet headshot to take down Nico. There wasn't the case. Once again, bit of baiting going on here. We got Kerrigan behind the sandbags, hoping that Nico can take the attention away from himself. It won't happen. Rez detects him, and now Nico, low HP, needs one more here. He'll get it and fall back. That work will be very beneficial to Faze. He calls for his teammates to rotate through.
Guardian set, but doesn't have vision. The smoke is down. He'll try and time some shots. For an additional smoke to cut off the second off. Nico's trying it. It's a tough angle. There's really not much on the other side. Nearly walks into the flames. He's on 19. Still finds Draken as they walk around. He nearly found Forrest, who this time gets position. He's going to grab the op because they're desperate to find picks immediately. And little do they know that already behind the smoke, up close, Olaf is approaching. Rain's gone through banana this time. Get Right has to play passive. They can't go for the fancy crossfire in Ruins. Forrest is baited out of one shot. Turns around, no one immediately on his heels. They are there though! Good read from Forrest and good night, Olaf. It's Guardian who's gonna back off.
He knew every single time that someone would be coming through. He just had to get the timing correct. Nails a shot of banana, comes back towards the Ruins and takes down one of the key players at Olaf Meister. And Guardian can't do anything about it. 3-on-2 situation going in favor of NIP. We could be going the distance here. That was the first step. Shut down the fall behind the double orb situation. And Matt, Nico did so much work there. The 3 kills at the AWP, we thought this was enough, but that was just beautiful from Forest. Keeps them alive. And it should be the full eco now from Faze. USPs and 1 PD50, that's about it. And they'll send 5 players towards the B bomb site. Exist is prepared with the Mac 10. Draken might find contact first though as he gets towards the logs.
Second time in this series we've seen Forrest get a clutch with a gun picked up. He did it with 2 kills on a deagle and an M4 on Cobble, this time with an AWP. Draken has that now. He'll take down Guardian, stack up in banana. They've got to be somewhat careful, but as Exist, Draken all in position. Exist will go down, they'll lose 1. No reason to go any further. Still though, they stay there. Bomb potentially drop tops T stairs. They can just run that over toward the A site. Doesn't matter, they'll find them all anyway. 13-7, and IP closing.
Absolutely well. Money around the $4,500 mark per Faze player. Looks like they might just take a partial buy here. They've got a huge bet around him. I like this call. You don't need to ruin your own money so early on into the game. 37, got a huge bet around, so let's just take another partial buy. We know we're deadly with the Desert Eagle. We can even win this sort of round with CZs, Deagles, and body armor. And we'll get the double orbs out once again going to round number 22. I would say a chance for NIP to have another clean sweep here, but we've seen what Faze can do with these pistols, and NIP have struggled famously to do very well against these anti-ecos, but Faze are a different beast altogether.
Different beast indeed. You take the best of the Fnatic dynasty, the in-game leader of Astralis, the best of Mouse Sports, arguably the best of Na'Vi, and the staple of Rain.
Quite the recipe.
And Mega Team.
Yeah.
Pretty damn good. Get right, wants to make contact from Boiler.
Here we go.
Shot from, speaking of that, Rain. Deagle at range. 3 players still on that side as well in quads. We've got to be careful Forrest if he wants to go back for more. Nade will discourage him.
This is the problem we had on Cobblestone. Every chance they get, there's no trade potential, and it's Nico with another beautiful headshot. Make it 2! And NIP just can't do anything against these pistols. They seem to be so caged. They're so careful, but it's working against them. And Nico, 2 through the smoke, of course. They managed to pick up a rifle. It's up to Draken and Forrest to make this round a possibility. Just hiding right now.
Good luck.
Oh, Olofmeister got them locked in the underpass. Here's one.
Forrest run away. He knows they're in banana. He'll go. Confirmation from top mid. No one else is there. He's going to be perfectly on their heels. What an unbelievable series of shots from Deagles, and Olaf waits. He knows they're both there. Might as well make it perfect. And he will. Forrest turns around. Guardian has him. What a round. We just talked about the recipe. Well, there you go. There's the results of it. Set pinpoint accuracy.
Yeah.
And after Nip pull back, economic advantage. I think get up to 7 rounds.
They could just use Deagles and be a world-class team still. It's unbelievable the work they do with these weapons. Nico with 2, of course, one of which is through the smoke. No problem at all. 1 bullet. Don't even spam it. Just 1 bullet. Okay. No problem. Well, like I said, NIP against most other teams would probably think, well, that's a guaranteed round for us, but FaZe just seem to find those shots every single time as Rain had opened things up towards the top of middle, towards the boiler, and that's the problem for NIP. Every single shot that comes through, there's never a trade against FaZe. It seems like they panic a little bit when the pistols come out. Instead of grouping up and maybe go for an execution, if they're struggling so much against the Deagles in the D4 setups, maybe that's the play. Just swarm banana, go for the execute, get in there together. They're really having a rough time here. 14-7, another one of their lives gone. As the unpause comes in, there are a few compromises to be made. Exist only with the pistol. Draken on the AWP, but he's up against Guardian, who'll be pushed through the flames here. But with the first frag, will take a lot of damage, but still fighting. Flashbang comes in. He wants to find Rez, but the utility work from FaZe is just as good as NIP's. They'll find that first grenade kill and fall back.
Fall back indeed. Man down, and the man of the hour down as well as is going early. Get right, still back in toward the apartments. Draken with the op gets closer toward the top of middle. Standard formation with good banana presence from FaZe. Confirmation no one's down toward the bottom of mid. Exist with only the CZ will watch the flank. Even that's a bit desperate. Very, very much need a pick. Nico with a deep smoke will try and sneak in. Again, anchor off the fact that they've gone for the 4-1. Two smokes and a Molotov left for NIP.
Time running out, Matt. The bomb's still down bottom and middle. They've got 15 seconds by the time they pick it up. This doesn't look like it's going to be good enough. They have to just go all in and rush A. Get where it's going to have to open things up. That's not going to happen. Looking far too comfortable now. FaZe have got them on the ropes. This should be match point. It's going to be such a clumsy affair. They might just have to give in. They are.
Yep.
What a horrible misplay from NIP.
Took them way too long. Exist went to get the M4, but they had no idea where to go and no idea what to do with it. So they'll keep at least 3 players alive, but it gives map point to FaZe. The benefit of doing so, obviously, is that if they'd lost the round either way, they wouldn't have had guns to play for overtime. Now they've at least got guns, but they have to play for overtime.
There's so much pressure by the Get right there. The fact they've mistimed that so badly, he has to face in the apartments. He had no choice there. He had to get them an opening, otherwise there was no chance of winning the round. He doesn't do it. Rain, a very comfortable kill. They run in. It's just looking clumsy now from NIP. After losing to those pistols, it's all falling apart. They'll rush B to try and get back into this game. It works out for now. Forrest have won, but they're up against Nico. One of the world's best, and he finds a 3-man spray down. Olofmeister chiming in. I think that's it. We're absolutely done on Inferno, and it will be FaZe tying up the series. 4 versus 1. Draken, good luck, my friend.
Oh, just as he looks away as well, just to make matters worse. 4 kills for Nico. He had 2 on the Deagle earlier that turned the face. And for all intents and purposes, Right off the first two maps, we have a best of three final. They both have won, and yes, the FaZe fans are very much up in here. Clever wordplay, but it's clever series so far. That map not quite as exciting. I think NIP may have needed Inferno as well when you consider what comes up next. It's Train, Overpass, and Cash if needed. Train is a map where FaZe has been improving steadily.
Well, the finals just starting to heat up. FaZe strike back. We'll be back after the break. Never been a really strong Ninjas map. They've always been okay on it. Never anything too special, but we'll see if they can step up here today. It's going to be Rain facing towards the upper platform. Olafmeister backing him up from lower, and Rez is feeling very brave. And maybe rightly so. Some of the shots he's been pulling off today have been tremendous. As he's going to a hard default here. They managed to get control of the Brown Horns and push the CTs back. Haven't taken too much damage for it. We've got one smoke, two flashbangs. Of course, in the back pocket of Exist. As Rain falls all the way back towards the upper platform there. It looks likely to be an inside execution, and Olafmeister gets himself to the spot of bother, but maybe not. 2 kills for him, looking for the third. How is he still alive? I have no idea. Rez finally shuts him down, but the damage has been done.
Rez does well to get inside of the site, but Guardian still found the kill toward the bomb, so even with Rez having position, Draken has to fight. Nico gets the shot returned on him and then snaps over to find Rez as well. Good round from Faze. Now they lead Pistols 3-2, having gone down 0-2 in the first map.
Towards inside they went. Olafmeister got so much on that lower ramp play. He should have just got one and been taken down at that very point there, but Exist drops. And Olafmeister somehow gets out of the bomb site into safety and funnels the rest of the NIP team towards that B bomb site where Guardian starts to mow them down with the P2000. No bomb planted, surprisingly. NIP will just have the Eagles and CZ, so they have fourth ball fully into the second round.
Absolutely have. Rez tries to find the angle toward Olaf, who's backed off. Very passive, in fact. They put pretty much everyone back toward the A site. Olaf will stay inside of B, but at a very safe distance. With the Famas, Force found the first kill. Another Deagle kill for Force, this time against Nico, who's had a fair few of his own as he nearly found Rain. Previously was pushed up on a pop dog to get information, and Forrest on the third try to get Rain manages to do so. 2 kills for him, another 2-kill Deagle round that's been surprising. Reload at a very inopportune moment as he tries to get towards Sandwich. Kerrigan is able to strike back, but dropping down, he couldn't reset his aim. Unfortunately, he gets in between Draken in doing so, and Get Right's able to wrap around. Good positional control from an IP. As Guardian has a chance to pull it back on the C's head, but Get Right has the same weapon. And the better angle behind the train leaves Olaf to flank them down. And he catches off Rez. That bomb as well. Not only does he catch the bomb, he takes out Exist. He's got the advantage. A force buy in. They have the armor, but they're both low enough that Olaf can find them quite quickly with the FAMAS. But he himself is dangerous and vulnerable. Draken finds the shot.
Draken behind the hitch gets it done. It's Forrest, Matt. Time and time again with that Desert Eagle. How many highlight clips will we have from it? Another 2 kills in 1 round. Open things up. That Red Eagle just proves to be an absolute nemesis of the FaZe clan. First shot, just brilliant. How's he hitting that every single time? When IP pull it back, the force buy is successful, but they've got to negate their FaZe force buy again. They have been struggling with this. They seem to be very caged, but maybe not this time. It's Kerrigan who opened things up. Draken tried the challenge towards A main and got completely taken down. It's actually towards Ivy. That's where I got the first pick, and we'll see whether NIP can recover at this point.
Quick Ivy check, having lost Draken to see if there's any availability to get a kill back in return.
This has been a common trend, though, for FaZe. They wait for NIP to commit to a choke point, and they seem to find the frag with no return almost every single time.
We'll check it out toward B's. Guardian is the one that's up above to try and watch him. Meanwhile, Kerrigan shots toward A main with the scout. Deep smoke. Olaf well-timed nade. Damage onto Rez and Forrest. He's at 75 in the open, however. Rez catches him out after realizing he was there. Good headshot. I don't know if they saw Guardian just on the edge of the ramp. I thought they may have as he popped out, but I'm not quite certain. The way Forrest does cut Olaf Kerrigan. Good shot from Rain, therefore. And they've gone aggressive toward him, which gives Guardian a chance to transfer his position. He get picked up for Rain behind them with Rez and Forrest low, but I imagine he's going to try and hold on to this AK-47 at this point in time with the bomb already planted and no kit for Rain, and it's exactly what he wants to do. So a gun for him, but a round for NIP.
Couple of kills coming as Kerrigan to open things up, but it wasn't enough towards the B bomb site. The Ninjas went, and it's Forrest and Rez, that deadly duo, getting it done with a couple of frags as they make their way towards the plant. And will be Rain trying to survive here with the UMP in hand. Actually, the AK-47, I beg your pardon, towards the vending machines. And he'll be able to save him. Player like Rain is always going to be deadly with that particular weapon. Just about avoids death there as the Ninjas take the lead now, 2-1. So 1 AK-47 and a full eco around him. What can Rain do here? Certainly capable of causing chaos with that weapon. I'd say maybe pushes the upper ramp, or Ivy, something along those lines. Looks like he'll be the latter.
Flashes down as Rain gets positioned toward help. Very passive positions all around for the CTs. They have that one AK-47 they want to play off of, and therefore get crossfires and trade potential set. With the pistols as they walk down the Ivy position, smokes are out as well. Kill. Very, very scary with the D.
Yeah, absolutely. You can hear it roaring towards Ivy. That might send them packing. And then Nico is there, but he still finds a shot, finds Draken. And it's a 5-on-4 once again, as Nico makes the first incision.
Guardian, meanwhile, still has worked back toward B with Olaf because they know that having the kill on Ivy and the fact that they'd vacated the position, they're likely heading this direction and the right and assuming so. Molotov down to cut off further rotations, but they haven't spotted Olaf yet. Rez does respond. Good find. Again, still not detected. Good play from Exist. Last one in, checks it. Spray down. Rain gets get right back. He follows up as well, actually, on the AK to give them the lead. No bomb plant as well. Forrest is so far forward. He was waiting to play the post plant position. He now has to backtrack to get to the bomb. And Kerrigan is in his way of doing so. No armor for Kerrigan, but he has the high ground, and Forrest is not going to expect this position. Safe plant, that's the smart call. He's still going to be in the open. No shots. Kerrigan knows the UMP won't win from that range. He's going to try and get positional advantage with Forrest's lack of knowledge, and he's got it. He's tapped it. He's got the shots. Forrest had no idea he was there.
Lovely work from Kerrigan. Almost fluffed his lines at the very end there. The UMP not amazing at that range, but he makes it work. 2-2 in its face, kind of course it is. That win on their Deagles and that one AK-47. Nico to open things up. And IP will take the opportunities to catch their breath. They've got to start winning those rounds against the pistols. It seems to happen over and over again. Doesn't exist doing the work there, but Rain, that one saved AK, it's enough. And we're going to run number 5. The decision to be made now by anybody. Do they actually force into this round? And it looks like they will. Rez makes the first purchase. AK-47, Forrest will join him. Be a couple of compromises here, but it's actually not looking too bad at all. 3 AKs now, armor. Draken Exist yet to buy, as the unpause is called. Hopefully Exist remembers his weapon this time.
Yeah, please don't forget to buy twice in one best of final series. That was confusing for me as it was, and you, and all of us, I'm sure.
I think so.
Even for himself, he was probably somewhat confused as to how he forgot.
A little bit bamboozled, perhaps.
So Molotov goes down to A main early as Guardian will sit inside of Z Connector, and Olaf again tasked with watching the inner bomb site. Smoke actually makes contact with Draken. So Deagle only for Exist. And he's going to start to look inside of the site with it. As Rez already gets toward the brown halls. Draken with him. Spots the hand of Olaf, knows the wall is bangable, but can't find the angle on it as Olaf backs all the way off, and they can't go any further forward with flames down, and a peek that would have arrived from Z Connector quite quickly from Guardian on the AWP. He'll now play Hitch B. No further action. So we slow things down. 54 seconds to work with.
We've only got 1 smoke and 2 flashbangs here for an IP. I would say the inside bomb site, it makes sense. You can smoke down the lower ramp, 2 flashbangs go in, and just hope you trade it out. We have got 2 players there for the Faze side. It's going to be Olaf Meister and Guardian. The fact that they have 1 smoke and those flashbangs means he'll become a very difficult position for them as they make their final commitment. It will be inside, and presumably Olaf Meister will be challenging. He'll see the smoke come through and try and get the first couple of frags. There's one, but that's all he'll get. But Guardian's still alive here, looking to cause chaos. He'll take another one down. A simple round at the end for Faze. Guardian had such an easy run into this. Didn't have the utility to fully execute towards the inside site. Had a bit of a surprise play towards the upper bomb side there, but managing to be taken down. Olaf Meister with 2 frags and Guardian to finish things off.
Looking happy with himself, as he should. 3-2 for Faze. They won the pistol, lost 2. They pulled back the momentum. And IP, full save, 1 Deagle for Get Right. He's going to go quickly with it toward that which Olaf has been playing.